chosen. I'm just asking.
Oh,
So that when we discuss,
okay, no, I can take August. Whatever month, now I'm comfortable.
okay.
Now I am comfortable. I can take whatever month. But we must, I think,
Thank you, Sandra.
as I'm
Thank
saying,
you
I'm
so
comfortable because
much.
there's someone
Really,
who wants to take the first.
we really we will never
Like,
forget you
trust.
ever,
Let's
because you
discuss,
really
yes.
you guys are amazing. Like
Because
really
everybody's
good team,
flexible, yeah,
good
except
team. You
that
deliver
close
really.
in December.
And thank you for the well
No, I
wishes.
can take August.
I will
so
share the
that,
photos
we are able to
as
start.
soon as we get photos
Understand?
from the
But
store.
now, if you want,
So
maybe
yeah,
if you want
thanks
to start the second day, I don't have a problem. I can move. What I'm saying is, we must be open to each other. You can be like able to say, can't you give me your August? Whoever amongst us who wants to come first.
I think we'll discuss that.
We should have started this thing long ago.
1 2 1 2
How did it,
1 2
it came
1 2 1 2
this,
1 2. Are you getting a signal?
this tide
Are you getting the signal?
today? It's
I
for,
went
for
up.
1 2
trousers.
I wonder what. Don't you know?
1 2
Don't you have this one? Okay.
1 2 1 2
Ones like this.
I'm having them.
1 2
But why you?
1 2
I decided because I
1 2
wanted warmth.
1 2
But it's keep on
1 2
It wants me to
1 2
inside, not
1
outside
2
there.
outside the stockings.
But I'm going to take it up here. Make it when I go to the bathroom.
One two, 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 one two.
These croissant people. Have you seen them? Croissant, koi or croissant.
We're about to start. Yes.
Ready with the anthem.
Drinking baby.
One two, one two, one two, one two, one two, one two, one two testing, one two. One two,
Is jullie reg?
one two, one two.
Hello.
Gewoon reg. I'm going to stop.
Hello. Guy, not tissue. How much is that?
You can be next to me for now. Mr. Soma is going to come later, but it's fine. Now.
Thank you so much.
You ready?
I'm ready, thank you.
Okay. I'm going to stand, okay?
Namgayo. Oh, this is for sign language.
Yes.
Tishu namgayo. Nakho drinking the.
Yes.
It's 2 minutes and then you sit down. If I'm saying.
One, two.
That's why in TV. Now it was written, all this is yours. What do you think?
It's all like this. You see Africa, this is South Africa, South
1, 2.
Africa. Because I would know how Africa goes. But then if you're talking about
The mat. Yeah.
okay.
Hello.
1, 2.
1, 2. One, two. It's working. Good morning, everybody. My name is Lawrence MacDonald. I'm the acting chair of the Portfolio Committee on Transport. Before we start on getting the business of the day, I would like us all to rise and sing the national anthem. I would also request that the gentlemen please remove their head coverings so that we can quickly sing the national anthem and get the program going. Thank you very much. Sikeleli Afrika, anupagamisu onuwayo, itwanilitangazo letu, kozi singelela tina usapowayo. Chapa saesu, ufredise tinta ilmatene. Se chapa saesu, se chapa South Africa, Africa. Lady blows on onze hemel, Lady diepte van ons ziel. Ons eeuwige gebergtes, waar die onze antwoord geeft. Sounds the call to come together and united we shall stand. Let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa, our land. Thank you very much.
Nkosi kakhulu.
Baie dankie.
I'm going to introduce to you the other members of the Portfolio Committee, and then I'm going to explain to you the processes of what we are about to do here today.
Into endizoyenza ke bantu bakuthi ndizokwazisa amalungu ekomiti alapha achophileyo apha etafileni ukuze emva koko ndizichazele into yoba inkqubo yanamhlanje izokuhamba kanjani.
Ek gaan nou aan die lede van die portefeulje komitee voorstel en daarna ek studies verder gaan doen.
On my far right, I have Honorable Bilang Kulu. Let me greet everybody here.
Asekunene ke sinohloniphekileyo uMawu kakhulu.
Ver rechts is Akwari Nkulu.
Wathi abafazi, wathi amadoda.
Right next to him is Honorable Ramatwa.
Ngasicaba ke ngohloniphekileyo ke ohloniphileyo uRamatwa.
Goeiemorgen. Good morning. Ndimacheroni.
Dat
On
is
my-
afvaardig
on my-
Ramadwa.
On my immediate right is Honorable Kumalu.
Sanbonani, Molweni,
Dat is afvaardig Kumalo.
Ngohloniphekileyo kaKhumalo lowo.
On my immediate left is Honorable Tito.
Dumelang bagaetsho. Thank you.
Ohloniphekileyo kaTito uyobebulisa.
Dat is afvaardig Tito.
Then Honorable Sekolo.
Goedemorgen allemaal. Gaan dit goed? Baie dankie.
Ohloniphekileyo kaSihlolo lowo ebulisa.
To his left is Mapena, Honorable Mapena.
Sanbonani, good morning.
Ohloniphekileyo kaMabhena ubulisile naye.
And last but not least, Honorable May.
Goeiemorgen, good morning, ek is Piet May, maar M-E uit die Afrikaanse May, maar ek is met 'n Engelse vrou getroud, dankie.
Ohloniphekileyo ke kaMay lowo ebulisa.
Dat is afvaardig Pieter May.
There is another member of the Portfolio Committee here, Honorable Natsoma. She's just currently just busy with something. She'll join us in a couple of minutes.
Silenye ilungu leParlamente ke eliphakathi kwethu kodwa ke usaxakekile nje phaphandle kodwa uzokuba nathi naye kungekudala.
Is het nog lid van die parlement hierso? Lesomo, maar sy is net elders besig met ander take.
Okay, without further ado, it's my turn to greet all of you. You are welcome, all the traditional leaders here, any members of the local municipality, councillors. I'm very happy if you are here. I also wanted to say thank you to the representatives of the RSR, PRASA, and the Department of Transport that's also joined us this morning. Thank you very much. I will shortly sit down.
Inkosi kakhulu ke zothatha ithuba loba ndinamkele nonke kule ndibano yovakaliso zimvo yele komiti yezothutho ndithathe kakhulu ke inxaxheba yobulisa inkosi zemveli eziphakathi kwethu ndibulele kakhulu ke nobukho bamagosa akwaPrasa aphakathi kwethu nawathi azimasa le ntlanganiso.
Ek wil sonder enige verdere omhaal van woorde vir u baie welkom heet, alle lede van die publiek, professionele leiers, as ook lede van PRASA wat ons vandag hier by staan en by ons is by die komitee.
We are going to ask you to raise your hands and we're going to take 10 people at a time. I know we have problems. We have serious problems with ESCOM and service delivery, but I would plead with you to remain within the ambits of this specific railway safety bill that we are busy with.
Bangakuthi ke sizoqhuba ngolhlobo sizokucela abantu baphakamise izandla abazokuthetha ngale bill i-railway safety bill ngexhosa umthetho wokhuseleko kololiwe bazohlala phantsi kwezitulo zilishumi kodwa ke eyona nto sicela kwento yobana ke sihlale kulo mxholo sindawo namhlanje ongokhuseleko labakhweli oololiwe. Ewe sinazo ingxaki ze-load shedding zokucimacima kombane indlela ulwaphulo mthetho njalo njalo kodwa ke ngoku namhlanje asithethi ngaloo nto sithetha ngale railway safety bill umthetho oyilwayo ongokhuseleko koololiwe.
Ons het allemaal probleme, ek weet het. ESCOM, ander probleme. Maar ek gaan vir julle 10 op 'n slag vra om met ons te kom praat oor julle probleme, maar ek wil graag hê julle moet bly by die wetsontwerp van spoorwegveiligheid. Wat ook al jy vandag met ons bespreek, ons is hierso om aan julle te luister en julle aan te hoor, maar met spesifiek die wetsontwerp op spoorwegveiligheid asseblief. Nie enige ander probleme nie. Baie dankie.
But if you do raise other issues, it won't fall unto deaf ears. We are all members of Parliament here, and we will make sure that those comments and questions are heard by the right and relevant people in Parliament.
Kwakhona ke uba mhlambi niphakamisa eminye imiba engenanto yokwenza nale bill, sinamalungu eParlamente apha ke anoxanduva loba mhlawumbi agqithisele ezo zikhalazo kumasebe nakwiikomiti ezifanelekileyo zaseParlamente.
Maar wees toch ook gerus dat als jy ander probleme het wat jy wil laat met ons bespreek, dit sal nie op dowe ore val nie. Ons sal dit nie ignoreer nie. Ons is almal lede van die parlement. Ons is hier vir julle. Ons wil na julle luister en dit sal gedokumenteer word en by die relevante en regte persone uitkom om aangespreek te word.
So just before I sit down, let me just say there is a table at the back, my right, on my right, on your left, that you can still get written submissions if you feel that you need to make a full written submission to the Portfolio Committee.
Kwakhona ke bantu bakuthi manje nazi izinto bana ke phaya ngasemva sinabancedisi okanye ke amagosa ancedisa ikomiti yaseParlamente ane-forms ke phaa xa nifuna mhlawumbi ukubhala ii-submissions phantsi uqoba mhlawumbi uyonqena uthetha okanye mhlawumbi intetho yakho inde uvumelekile into yobana ke ucele laa form okanye bazokunika laa form ubhale phantsi zonke izimvo zakho ngokuphathelele nale bill baphaa ngasemva behleli phaa kulaa tafile.
So aan my regterkant, daarachter, is daar 'n paneel wat gereed is om enige skriftelike inhandigings met betrekking tot probleme rondom die wetsontwerp van spoorwegveiligheid ook by u in te neem en af te neem. So u kan dit gerus daar ook gaan inhandig aan my ver regterkant.
Okay, so
No, my question, in fact, it's a plea by the earlier question. I was going to ask that, would it be a long process if just we can get a brief summary of what is encapsulated here? Because we've just received the bill now 2 minutes back.
I'm going to give you a brief summary. I'm going to do a helicopter view
that was
shortly after this.
Yes.
And then you will still have an opportunity to engage with us. Let me take the first 10 hands. People that want to ask questions.
So die eerste 10 mense wat enige vrae het, dat ek hulle eers neem.
Okay. But before that, let me do the helicopter view first, and then let's take the hands then, if that is fine with you.
So, wacht, voor ek dit doen, dat ek net gou vir julle 'n kort oorsig gee van die wetsontwerp, waarna ons julle sal vra vir julle insette. So ek gaan net gou 'n kort oorsigtelike opsomming van die wetsontwerp vir u deurgee.
Ja, uzawuthi kaninika amagqabantshisa nikrobise into yoba le bill singayo ke ithini ukwenzela uba sikwazi nathi sibe nolwazi oluphangaleleyo. Emva koko ngoku sithathe izandla zabantu abafuna baphakamise kodwa uzosinika nje summary asinika amagqabantshisa.
Okay, the Rail Safety Bill B7 of 2021, Parliament of South Africa is inviting inputs from the public on the Rail Safety Bill B7 of 2021, the National Assembly Portfolio Committee on Transport, acting under Section 59(1) of the Constitution, seeks to facilitate public involvement in the respect of the bill and accordingly invite comments and inputs from interested stakeholders.
Ime ngohlobo ke bantu bakuthi ke sithetha apha ngomthetho oyilwayo wokhuseleko koololiwe i-Railway Safety Bill, i-Bill 7 eyenziwe ngo-2021. Ipalamente yoMzantsi Afrika ke iye yamema uluntu ukuba livakalise izimvo malunga nalo mthetho uyilwayo wokhuseleko koololiwe. Le komiti ke lapha phambi kwenu ikomiti yesebe yemicimbi lezothutho kwindlu mthetho kwi-National Assembly eParlamente. Yeke ngokugunyaziswa ngumgaqo siseko phaya ku-section 59.1 ukuba ize kuni ukuze izova izimvo zenu ukuba nithini nina ngale bill kuba kaloku siphila ke ngokwintando yesininzi kwidemokhrasi apho phambi kokuba iParlamente iqulunqa kanye ize nomthetho inika ithuba uluntu ukuba livakalise izimvo. Kwaye ke ngoku ifuna ukuququzelela amaphulo okuthatha inxaxheba koluntu kulo mthetho oyilwayo. Ngoko ke ngoku iye yamema kwakhona namanye amaqela anomdla ukuze nawo avakalise izimvo zawo. Singaloo nto ke namhlanje ngokusihlalo.
Parlement van Suid-Afrika nooi die publiek uit om 'n bydrae te lewer oor die wetsontwerp op spoorveiligheid B7/2021. Die nasionale vergadering se portefeulje komitee oor vervoer, genoemd die komitee, wat ingevolge artikel 59(1) van die Grondwet 1996 optree, het ten doel om die openbare betrokkenheid ten opsigte van die wetsontwerp te bevorder en nooi vervolgens alle belangstellendes en belanghebbendes uit wat kom vir kommentaar en insaag.
The Rail Safety Bill 2021 seeks to improve the regulatory framework regulating railway safety in the Republic of South Africa in order to improve the safety of passengers and freight.
Bakhona ke bantu bakuthi lo mthetho oyilwayo uzama okanye unenjongo zokuqinisa imithetho elawula ukhuseleko kololiwe apha eMzantsi Afrika ukuze kuphuculwe ukhuseleko labakhweli kwakunye nemithwalo ebapha kololiwe.
Die wetsontwerp op spoorveiligheid 2021, hierna genoemd wetsontwerp, het ten doel om die regulatoriese raamwerk van spoorveiligheid in die Republiek wat Suid-Afrika reguleer te verbeter ten einde die veiligheid van passasiers en vraag te verbeter.
The bill seeks to repeal the National Railway Safety Regulator Act of 2002. The NRSR Act established the Railway Safety Regulator, the RSR, to oversee and promote safe railway operations through the appropriate support, monitoring and enforcement guided by an enabling regulatory framework. The NRSR Act has been in operation since 20 September 2002.
Asabela mgama ke bantu bakuthi lo mthetho oyilwayo uzama ukucima okanye ukuguzula la mthetho kagunyaziwe kwesizwe ukhuseleko lololiwe owathi ke wayilwa ngo-2002. Kwaye ke lo mthetho kagunyaziwe kwesizwe ololiwe waseka iqumrhu elibizwa ngokuba yi-RSR ngamafutshane ongugunyaziwe kokhuseleko kololiwe ukuze ke le RSR ibe liliso futhi ikhuthaza ukhuseleko kololiwe ngokunika inkxaso efanelekileyo ukuhlola nokunyanzeliswa ukuthotyelwa kwemithetho ekhokhelelwe yimithetho elawulayo eyenzelwe oko. Kwaye ke lo mthetho kagunyaziwe wesizwe wokhuselo ololiwe waqala ukusebenza ukususela ngomhla wama-20 kweyoMsintsi ngonyaka ka-2002.
Die wetsontwerp het ten doel om die wet op die nasionale spoorwegveiligheidsreguleerder 2002, wet 16 van 2002, die NRSR-wet te herroep. Die NRSR-wet het die spoorwegveiligheidsreguleerder SVR tot stand gebring om toesighouding en veilige spoorwegbedrywighede te bevorder deur toepaslike ondersteuning, monitering en wetstoepassing wat gerig word deur 'n regulatoriese raamwerk wat dit bevorder. Die NRSR-wet is sedert 20 September 2002 in werking.
The NRSR Act was last amended in 2009, and since then there have been major developments in the country, such as massive rolling stock investment program and the introduction of the first standard gauge railway system, Gautrain in Gauteng, in the country. These developments were not anticipated during the amendment of the existing NRSR Act.
Wakhona ke bantu bakuthi soqaphela ukuba lo mthetho kagunyaziwe wesizwe ukhuseleko kololiwe wagqityelwa ukwenziwa izilungiso ngo-2009 kwaye kusukela ngoko zininzi izinto ezitshintshileyo kweli lizwe. Umzekelo, kubekho inkqubo entsha yokuthengwa kololiwe abaninzi kunye nokwakhiwa kololiwe bale mihla abahamba ngesantya esiphezulu. Umzekelo, la Gautrain yaseGauteng. Kwaye ke ngoku ezi zinto zange zithathelwe ingqalelo ngethuba kusenziwa izilungiso kulo mthetho kagunyaziwe wesizwe wokhuseleko kololiwe ukhoyo ngoku.
Promote the use of rail as a preferred mode of transport that would also be able to positively contribute to the country's economy.
Bakhona ke ndoza ukuthi lo mthetho singawo namhlanje uyilwayo uzama ukukhuthaza ukuba kusetyenziswe ololiwe kakhulu njengelona hlobo lwesithuthi lungcono noluza kufaka isandla kuqoqosho leli lizwe loMzantsi Afrika.
Die wetsontwerp het dit ook ten doel om die gebruik van spoor as 'n voorkeur vervoermiddel te bevorder wat ook positief tot die land se ekonomie sal bydra.
The bill was first approved for public consultation in February of 2018, and public consultation in all provinces were conducted in March of 2018 by the Department of Transport. Critical stakeholders such as the National Economic Development and Labour Council and organised labour were also consulted during this process.
Wakhona ke lo mthetho lo waqala ukuba lunikwe uluntu luhlomle kuwo ngeDwarha means ngoFebruary ngo2018 aze ke ngokamaphulo aqhutywa lisebe lezothutho ukukhuthaza uluntu ukuba luthathe inxaxheba abanjwa ngoMarch ngeyokwindla ngo2018 kuwo onke amaphondo. Kwakhona ke kwafakanwa imilomo namaqela achaphazelekayo okanye abalulekileyo afana ke nebhunga lophuhliso loqoqosho labasebenzi iNEDLAC namafutshane kunye nemibutho yezabasebenzi ngethuba lalamaphulo ovakaliso zimvo.
Die wetsontwerp is vir die eerste keer in Februarie 2018 vir openbare oorlegpleging goedgekeur en openbare oorlegpleging in alle provinsies is in Maart 2018 deur die Departement van Vervoer gedoen. Kritieke belanghebbendes soos die Nasionale Ekonomiese Ontwikkelings Arbeidsraad, oftewel NEDLAC, en georganiseerde arbeid is ook tydens hierdie proses geraadpleeg. Deelname wat tydens openbare oorlegpleging sessies ontvang is tydens die voorbereiding van die wetsontwerp oorweeg vir ter taalverlegging daarvan in die parlement.
When it comes to objectives of the bill retains a number of elements of the NRSR Act, endeavouring to provide greater clarity on several issues and introduces new concept designed to enhance railway safety.
Bakhona ke abantu bakuthi ke soqaphela uba lo mthetho uyilwayo uzigcinile izinto ezininzi ebezikumthetho kwagunyaziwe wesizwe ukhuseleko kololiwe ka2002. Kwaye ke ezi zinto bezizama ukucacisa imiba ethile kwaye ke wazi ke ngoku lo mthetho uyilwayo wafakela nezinye iindawana ezilungiselela ukuphucula nangakumbi ukhuseleko lololiwe.
Wanneer dit kom by die oogmerke van hierdie wetsontwerp, het die wetsontwerp 'n aantal elemente van die NRSR-wet behou wat dit ten doel het om groter duidelikheid te verskaf oor verskeie kwessies en stel nuwe idees bekend wat ontwerp is om spoorwegveiligheid te verbeter.
The bill seeks to place the emphasis and focus on railway safety and to recognise operators' role in managing and implementing safety measures, with the RSR promoting safety and ensuring compliance with such measures.
Lo mthetho uyilwayo ke ufuna ukugxininisa nokubethelela umba wokubaluleka kokhuseleko kololiwe kunye nokuqonda indima yenkampani zoololiwe ekulawuleni nasekusebenziseni amanyathelo okhuseleko. Zincediswa i-RSR yona elwela ukhuseleko nokuqinisekisa ukuba imiqathango yokhuseleko kololiwe iyalandelwa.
Die wetsontwerp het dit ten doel om die klem en fokus op spoorwegveiligheid te plaas en om operateurs se rolle in die bestuur en implementering van veiligheidsmaatreëls te erken met die SVR wat veiligheid bevorder en die nakoming van sulke maatreëls verseker.
The bill furthermore seeks to provide guidance on the governance of the RSR and to address concerns raised over time by operators in the respect of the systems of railway safety in South Africa.
Die wetsontwerp het voorts ten doel om leiding te verskaf oor die bestuur van die SVR en om aandag te skenk aan probleme wat met die tyd deur operateurs geopper is met betrekking tot die stelsel van spoorwegveiligheid in Suid-Afrika.
Kwaye lo mthetho uyilwayo ke uzama ke ukucacisa ke ngemiba ephathelene kulawulo kolukhuseleko lololiwe.
The bill seeks to remove perceived conflicts of interest and to provide the flexible framework for managing railway safety.
Kwakhona ke lo mthetho uyilwayo ufuna ukususa ingxakana ezikrokrelekayo zokuba kungabikho ukwenzelelana okanye ukudlelana indlala kunye nokuba ngumthetho wokulawula ukhuseleko kololiwe ozithathela ingqalelo iimeko ezahlukeneyo.
Die wetsontwerp het ten doel om waargenome belangenbotsingen te verwyder en 'n buigsame raamwerk vir die bestuur van spoorwegveiligheid te verskaf.
In addition, it proposes that the RSR must oversee a framework of safety critical grades.
Ukongeza koku, lo mthetho uyilwayo uphakamisa ukuba iqumrhu i-RSR kufuneka ikhokhele isicwangciso samanqanaba abalulekileyo okhuseleko.
Daarbenewens stel dit voor dat die SVR toesig moet hou oor 'n raamwerk van kritieke grade vir veiligheid.
Enables operators to undertake safe railway operations.
Kwakhona ke unceda iinkampani zoololiwe ukuba zikwazi ukwenza imisebenzi yokhuseleko loololiwe.
Stel operateurs in staat om veilige spoorwegbedrywighede te onderneem.
Facilitates a modern, flexible and efficient regulatory regime that ensuring the continuing enhancement of safe railway operations.
Ukuququzelela ukuba kubekho imithetho yale mihla ezithathela ingqalelo zonke iimeko kunye nesebenzayo eqinisekisa ukuba oololiwe bahlala bekhuseleke nangakumbi.
Bevorder 'n moderne buigsame en doeltreffende regulatoriese stelsel waar die voortdurende verbetering van veilige spoorwegbedrywighede verseker.
Encourage the collaboration and participation of interested and affected parties in improving safety.
Kwakhona ke ukhuthaza intsebenziswano kunye nokuthatha inxaxheba kwawo onke amahlakani anomdla nachaphazelekayo kule miba yokhuseleko.
Dit moedig die samewerking en deelname van belangstellende en geaffekteerde partye wat belangstel aan om veiligheid te verseker en te verbeter.
Promotes the harmonization of the railway safety control of the Republic with the objectives and requirements for safe railway operations of the Southern African Developing Community SADC.
Kwakhona ke lo mthetho singawo namhlanje ukhuthaza ukwenziwa ukuba kubekho ukuhambelana phakathi kwemithetho yokhuseleko kololiwe kwiRepublic kunye neenjongo nemiqathango yokhuseleko kololiwe kummandla weSADC ngamafutshane ke ummandla walamazwe lapha emazantsi eSADC kuquka koLesotho, Mozambique, Malawi njalo njalo.
Bevorder die harmonisering van die spoorwegveiligheidsbeheer van die Republiek met die oogmerke en vereistes vir veilige spoorwegbedrywighede van die SAOG.
Ensures coherent governance of railway safety for the Republic as a whole.
Yaqinisekisa ke ukuba kukho ulawulo olufanelekileyo kwicandelo lokhuseleko loololiwe kwiRepublic yoMzantsi Afrika iphela.
Dit verseker verder samehangende bestuur van spoorwegveiligheid vir die Republiek as 'n geheel.
The bill seeks to provide guidance on the governance of the RSR board and management, which includes the following: the nomination process, the term of office, the appointment of the CEO and the dissolution of the board.
Kwakhona ke lo mthetho unika ke umkhombandlela ke kwimiba ephathelele nemiba ke yokutyunjwa kwamagosa azothi asebenze njengesigqeba. Kwakhona ke nesithuba abazothi basebenze ngaso mhlawumbe nexesha abazothi babe balichithe bese ofisini abo bantu bazothi bachoka.
Die wetsontwerp het dit verder ten doel om 'n benoemingsproses te hê in 'n amptetermyn met ministers en van ministers wat tussen 7 en 13 lede aanstel, 'n amptetermyn van nie uitvoerende lede en die minister met 'n stel uitvoerende beamptes. En also die minister mag ook die raad op grondige redes ontbind en moet 'n administrateur aanstel om die funksies van die raad oor te neem en te begin met die benoemings- en aanstellingsproses vir 'n nuwe raad.
The bill also seeks to provide for sale of railway safety permits, which includes the following:
Kwakhona ke lo mthetho uzama ke ukubonelela ke ngamaphepha mvume azokusetyenziswa xa kusenziwa ukhuseleko aquka okulandelayo.
Die wetsontwerp kyk ook na spoorwegpermitte, veiligheidspermitte wat moet uitgereik word en op 'n voorgeskrewe wyse wat hierdie SVR se aansoek moet deur goedgekeur word en die houer van 'n veiligheidspermit moet jaarliks die veiligheidspermit fooi betaal ten opsigte van elke tipe spoorweg of spoorwegbedrywigheid wat uit daardie permit gemagtig is ongeag die geldigheidstydperk van daardie veiligheidspermit.
Any person who wants to undertake any railway or railway operation must apply to the RSR in the prescribed manner for a safety permit. The holder of a safety permit must annually pay the safety permit fee in respect of every type of railway or railway operation authorized in that safety permit, irrespective of the period of validity of the safety permit.
Xa sijongene ke nalomba wala maphepha mvume okhuseleko lithi ke isolotya lokuqala nawuphi na umntu ofuna ukuqalisa ukusebenza ngololiwe kufuneka afake isicelo kwi-RSR ngendlela esifakwa ngayo esisesikweni kanye esifanelekileyo sokufumana amaphepha mvume okhuseleko. Lowo unophepha mvume lokhuseleko kufuneka abhatale rhoqo ixesha elingakanani na.
Enige persoon wat enige spoorweg of enige spoorwegbedrywigheid wil onderneem, moet dus op 'n voorgeskrewe wyse by die SVR aansoek doen om so 'n veiligheidspermit. Die houer van hierdie veiligheidspermit moes dan ook jaarliks 'n veiligheidspermit fooi betaal ten opsigte van elke tipe spoorweg of spoorwegbedrywigheid wat in daardie veiligheidspermit tydperk magtig is, ongeag die geldigheidstydperk van die spesifieke veiligheidspermit.
The RSR must, after considering an application, notify the applicant in writing of the outcome of the application, and if the application is approved, the RSR must, in that notice, specify the period of validity of the permit, 3 to 5 years, the types of railway operations authorized by or under that safety permit, the conditions subject to which the safety permit is granted, and, if applicable, the date by when the fees or levies must be paid by the applicant in respect of the specific safety permit.
I-RSR kufuneka emva kokuqwalasela isicelo yazise umfaki isicelo ngeleta ebhalweyo ngeziphumo zesicelo sakhe. Futhi ukuba isicelo sivunyiwe, i-RSR kufuneka kuloo mbalelwano ichaze phakathi kwezinye izinto ixesha elisikelwe ukusebenza kwelo phepha mvume, isithuba esiphakathi kweminyaka emithathu kuya kwemihlanu, iintlobo zemisebenzi yololiwe egunyazisiweyo yelo phepha mvume okanye phantsi kwelo phepha mvume. Kwakhona ibe imiqathango elikhutshelwe yona elo phepha mvume kunye nomhla uba ukhona ekufuneka umfaki isicelo lowo abhatale ngawo imirhumo leyo yephepha mvume lakhe.
Die SVR moet na oorweging van 'n aansoek die aansoeker skriftelik in kennis stel van die uitslag van hierdie aansoek. En indien die aansoek goedgekeur word, moet die SVR die volgende in daardie kennisgewing spesifiseer: die geldigheidsduur van die permit tussen 3 en 5 jaar, die tipe spoorwegbedrywighede wat deur of ingevolge daardie veiligheidspermit gemagtig is, die voorwaardes waaronder die veiligheidspermit toegestaan word en, indien van toepassing, die datum waarop die gelde of heffings deur die aansoeker betaal moet word ten opsigte van daardie spesifieke veiligheidspermit.
Parliament is mandated by the Constitution to ensure that the public is involved in all its processes, including lawmaking. To satisfy this mandate, the Portfolio Committee on Transport is inviting all interested and affected parties to participate in the Railway Safety Bill. Public participation is a democratic process that ensures lawmakers listen to the voices of the people when they make laws.
Iparlamente yoMzantsi Afrika igunyaziswa ngumgaqo-siseko ukuba iqinisekise ukuba uluntu luthatha inxaxheba kuzo zonke iinkqubo zepalamente, kuquka nezokuqulunqa imithetho. Ukuzalisekisa lo msebenzi, ikomiti yesebe lemicimbi yezothutho imema onke amaqela achaphazelekayo kunye nanomdla ukuba athathe inxaxheba kulo mthetho uyilwayo ukhuseleko lololiwe. Oko ke kukuzalisekisa laa mbono yomgaqo-siseko yokuba bonke abantu bathathe inxaxheba ngokwentando esininzi idemokhrasi ngolwasemzini.
Die parlement versoek openbare deelname, want die parlement het 'n mandaat om die grondwet om te verseker dat die publiek betrokke is by al sy prosesse, insluitend wetgewing. Om aan hierdie mandaat te voldoen, nooi die portefeulje komitee van vervoer oor alle belanghebbendes en partye wat geraak word nou uit om aan die wetsontwerp van spoorwegveiligheid deel te neem. Hoekom is dit vir ons belangrik om deel te neem? Want openbare deelname is 'n demokratiese proses wat verseker dat wetgewers na die stemme van die mense luister wanneer hulle wette maak.
Okay, back to the hands. I had those two hands at the back there. Yes, number 1 and number 2. Number 3. Number 4 in the white shirt. Number 5 at the back. Number 6 there, right at the back there. Yes. Number 7. Any other hands? Number 8. Number 9. Okay, then we can start there. Number 10, we can start there. So you can just stay there. We'll bring the mic to you. So you can speak in any language of your choice. We will try and translate it. I'm sure we've got translators here. So can we have number 1?
Name and surname.
Please give your name and your surname, and if you represent any organization, and then we will then, you can start with your inputs or comments.
Goedemorgen, ik is Chief Marcus van die Kukukwa Akanise tribe van die Khoisan groepering. Mijn eerste vraag is eigenlijk just food for thought. Die vraag is eigenlijk aan die parlement. Waarom wordt zulke type vergaderings altijd gehouden wanneer die mensen wat die meeste daardoor geraakt worden? Of bij die werk is, of hulle soek werk, of hulle kan weer omstandigheden nooit zulke vergaderings bijwonen. Die volgende vraag wat ik heb is, wie is die Spoorveiligheidsraad en waar is hulle? Hoekom is die veiligheidsconcept so onvriendelijk teenoor die publiek? Die rede daarachter is natuurlijk, is het prachtige wette in hierdie land, maar daar is niemand wat toesien dat die wette uitgevoer word nie. Hier bly ek in 'n gemeenskap, waardeur 'n maganees trein elke dag, 3 treine op 'n dag, loop deur my gemeenskap. Daar spooroorgange onbewaak. Kinders loop op die spoor as hulle van die skool afkom, maar daar is 'n veiligheid, safety raad. Hoe kan jy sulke prachtige wette in plek, maar dat word nie toegepas? Ek het op die navorsing gaan doen, die manganese-trein is nie net 'n veiligheidsrisiko nie, is ook 'n gesondheidsrisiko. En my mense word die meeste daardeur geraak. Die trein loop dwars deur die gemeenskap waarin ek bly. En as die trein leeg is, dan is er 'n groter gevaar. Dan kan jy op 'n afstand staan en jy kan sien hoe die manganese stof in die liggaam. Maar u praat van, dit is 'n safety belt. Ek sê, jy moet dit duidelik sê, ek is nie onvriendelik teenoor die spoor nie, omdat dit beskaf werk, broodnodig werk. Maar op die lang termyn, dan kan ons nie werk en dan sit ons met dieselfde probleem van die asbest gevaar. Hoekom kan die spoorveiligheidsraad nie voorsiening maak dat spesiale trokke die mag gaan hier. En ook 'n belangrike aspek dat die eindproduk veilig gebeure moet word. En in die eerste plek, daar is die rooi erts. Nou word hom weer blootgestel aan die manganies.
He says you can go out of here.
Wat is die plan wat julle mee doen? Ek het navorsing gaan doen, die hoeveelheid manganies wat in die atmosfeer vrygestel word. 2 milligram is klaar gevaarlik vir 'n kind onder 3 jaar oud. 19 milligram is die meeste wat 'n mens kan inasem op 'n daaglikse basis. Aan die einde van die dag gaan ons allemaal soos robots regeer, weens die Parkinson's syndroom. Asseblief, die wet is pragtig, hy is op sy plek, en ek het niks teen die wet nie, maar iemand moet toesien dat die wet toegepas word. Dankie.
Dankie.
Ek is Chief Marcus, I am Chief Marcus van die Kugekwa of the Kugekwa district, and I am standing here in front of you today, and I want to say, firstly, why do you always keep these kind of meetings when we are either at work or looking for work? Look, I'm not against this, but it just means that we are excluded, mostly when the meetings are held at times when we cannot attend these meetings. Now you speak about safety. Why are your staff so totally unfriendly? And then we have all these fantastic laws, but nobody enforces it. Nobody is trying to ensure that these laws are kept. There are 3 trains that runs through my community in my town. When children walk to school, when they go to school, they have to cross these railways. Then I want to speak about the manganese. This is not only in our community a safety risk with the trains running through the community and the children crossing the lines, but it's also a health risk. When you walk through my town and my community, you can see the dust, the manganese dust, floating in the air. I just want to say that if you speak about a safety bill, you must take this into account. Please understand that I am not negative or unfriendly, so to speak, towards this bill. But on the long term, this is not sustainable. Why can we not have special trucks that will transport these red ore, iron ore? I've done my research. 2 milligram to inhale 2 milligram of this dust is already dangerous. 3 milligram for an under 3-year-old person is a serious safety risk. These laws are excellent and they are great, but I'm asking you please, who will upkeep them and who will enforce them?
Thank you. Number 2. Nummer 2.
Honorable members of the Portfolio Committee, my name is Chief Kaisen Mart. I'm the paramount chief of one of the sub-tribes of the Kogekwa. The Kogekwa Kingdom Council is actually all over bigger part of the west coast, moving into the Metropole City part, and the Iconese Kokokwa tribe is actually based more on the western, northern side of the west coast. Then I also want to greet all my fellow chiefs and high commissioners who are also in attendance today of the Khoisan Kingdom Councils, and also the same as far as that is concerned. Number one, I must actually express my dissatisfaction with the Parliamentary Public Engagement and Education Office. Because normally when we have these kind of public hearings, they actually send us invitation, they send us information, but this time around we were completely missed in the whole communication process. And that is actually very, very bad. Because I saw the act this morning when I actually had to register. For the first time I saw this act. And I actually quickly browsed through it, and I actually want to, number one, actually stated emphatically that the Iconese Kokokwa Tribal Council supports the bill. And we hope that with the proposals that are in this bill, that the transport situation, especially on railway safety, can be reversed from what we normally refer in Afrikaans to as transport, and have this tearful business being turned into something more cheerful and beneficial to local communities. Mr. Chair, I also need to quickly, I need to put on my glasses now. I first need to actually speak to the objects of the act, and I'm actually a little dissatisfied from what I quickly browsed through is the lack of addressing the human element within this bill. Because safety is all about human beings, and it seems to me the public and human beings per se is actually sort of downsized and is superseded by the what they call freight stock. The objects of the act actually says that it wants to encourage the 3C, encourage the collaboration and participation of interested and affected parties to improve railway safety. But then if you look at the objects of the regulator, for example, 6B, then the public is relegated to being part of other stakeholders. If you read object C6B of the regulator, it says it wants to cooperate, collaborate and consult with relevant organs of state, railway operators, consumers of railway services, and other stakeholders to achieve the best implementation of a safe railway. The public can't be just one of the other stakeholders, because most of these railways are running through communities, it's running through public spaces that is actually occupied by human beings. And that's why I actually want to ask that we rather also emphatically state that the public is a key stakeholder. If you look, for example, I actually had, where's this piece of paper of mine now? I think this of the act. I actually had it on my chair. Oh, thank you. Because I want to refer to specific parts of the act to show you that I think that the public is actually sort of thrown out of the pot in this case. If you look at on page 10, the board of the regulator, if you look at the composition there, number 10, then they say it should be 7 and more than 30, not more than 13 members, but the public is not included in there. There's a public stakeholder forum that is suggested, but the stakeholder forum is not very much prescriptive, or what is said about the stakeholder forum prescriptive in terms of how the public should be engaging with safety within the whole safety equation within the railways. I actually want to start to conclude. Maybe I should also then just also make mention of the following. That my learned colleague who spoke before me, he actually alluded to the fact that we have in Friedenberg a train that is running through the community. There's no safeguards in terms of fencing around the railway. It's running. If you go and see what's happening there, then houses are actually next to the railway, and it's running through this community. Children are playing on that railway, and this is a very dire situation that calls for big issues. If you look at the statistics on train-related accidents, then currently it costs South Africa more than 400 million per year, and it significantly impacts people's lives. If you look at South Africa, then we have more than 7,500 railway crossings currently within South Africa, and hundreds of people are injured in train-related accidents each year. According to, if you look at the 75 accidents that took place at level crossings just in the past decade, then it led to a lot of deaths. In Kobega, in PE, a lorry hit at a level crossing, a lorry was hit by a train, and 18 people were killed and 254 were injured.
As a rapper.
Yes. And then, the other thing that I also want to see more in the Act is actually how it regulates drivers of trains to be more safe, of how they should approach railways, road signs and rail signs. And then lastly, Mr. Chair, with your permission, I just want to lead to the fact that also our commuters are actually, or the people who are using the train for commuting, are actually out in the cold, because there's no safety regulation that really covers them, and there's no policing of the trains. You see how many people are injured and killed on trains. So there should be more emphasis on these issues within the Act that I doesn't read at this point in time, but as I said, it was a quick browse through. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Agbare lede van die portefeulje komitee. Ek is die leier van Tugukwa, Chief Kevin Maart. Groot dele van die Weskus waar ontstaan is. Ons het weer 'n bietjie Wes en Noord op die Weskus. Ek is die hoofkommissaris en ek wil al die hoofkommissarisse van die SAN en die ander staan met die Khoisan wat hier vandag is aanspreek en vir hulle sê ek wil net graag namens ons almal my teleurstelling uitspreek in die manier waarop ons hierdie skrywe ontvang het. Gewoonlik kry ons hierdie skrywes en wetgewing daarom 'n redelike tydjie voor die tyd om onsself te vergewis van wat in die wetgewing staan. Hierdie keer egter het ek net 'n kort tydjie gehad om vervlugtig oor hierdie wetsontwerp te lees, maar ek wil net vir u sê, ons ondersteun dit. Ons ondersteun die wet, die Kokwa Raad ondersteun dit, daar is nie 'n probleem daar nie. Dis net dat ons normaalweg dit vroeër kry en dan kan ons daarop reageer. Dit het my dus soos ek gesê het gelaat met 'n baie kort tydjie om net oorsigtelik oor hierdie wet te kan lees. Nou as wat ons in Afrikaans sê, ons verwys na transport sommer as transport. Nou hierdie wetgewing moet ek vir u eerlik sê, het die saak 'n bietjie opgevrolik en ons is 'n bietjie meer opgeruimd daaroor. Ek wil net sê dat die doelwitte van die wet op hierdie stadium sekere menslike punte of menslikheid buite reken laat. buite rekening laat. Indien ons praat van veiligheid, dan praat ons toch ook sekerlik van mense. Mense en veiligheid gaan hand in hand. As ons kyk na nommer 3C van hierdie wetsontwerp, op die voorgestelde ontwerp wat ons uitgedeel het, en ons kyk na die partye en al die belanghebbendes, dan sien ons dat die publiek eintlik maar so 'n bietjie buite daar buite rekening gelaat is en so 'n bietjie buite in die koue staan van hierdie hele situasie. Ek wil eintlik by u pleit dat die publiek nie net 'n gewone rolspeler moet wees nie, maar 'n sleutelrol moet speel in hierdie wetgewing. Die publiek kan nie uit hierdie buite rekening gelaat word nie. En as ons sien by nommer 10, punt 10 van hierdie wetsontwerp, weer eens, lyk dit vir my of die publieke belang afgespeel word en 'n ondergeskikte rol speel in hierdie hele wetsontwerp. En soos ek reeds gesê het, ek wil dit net benadruk, ek wil klem lê daarop, dat mense se betrokkenheid, wanneer dit kom by veiligheid, hand aan hand gaan. En die publiek word nie eers direk by nommer 10 in die wetsontwerp genoem of aangespreek nie. Dan wil ek dit ook benadruk, voor ek afsluit, dat soos wat my geleerde kollega voor my opgemerk het, daar loop treine deur ons gemeenskap. Ons praat van veiligheid. Daar is nie eers heininge langs hierdie treinspore opgerig om die kinders van die spoor af te hou of te beveilig wanneer hulle skool toe stap nie. Die huise is langs die spoorlyne opgerig. Daar is absoluut geen manier waarop daardie huise en kinders wat op die spoorlyne speel beveilig is nie. Ek het statistiekie wat ek genoem waar 400 miljoen rand per jaar gespandeer word, daar 7500 spoorwegkruisings, en daar wil ook dit doen dat daar onlangs 'n trok oor 'n spoorwegkruising gery het en daar was 'n ongeluk betrokke en daar was mense oorleef en dit was in Geberga. Ek wil net sê, hoe gaan ons ook voorts verder om boonbehalwe al hierdie ongelukke en nagekykte kruisings, onbewaakte kruisings, hoe gaan ons die treindrywers reguleer? Want ons as pendelaars, en hierdie wil ek graag afsluit, ons as pendelaars, ons wat commute, wat moet pendel van plek na werk, is buite rekening gelaat. Ons word glad nie ingelaat nie. Ek wil graag hê daar moet meer klem gelê word op ons as pendelaars en ons veiligheid. Baie dankie.
Thank you. Next speaker. Can we keep it 3 minutes or less, please? Thank you very much. I'll give everybody an opportunity.
Thank you, Chair. I promise I'll be less than 2 minutes. My name is Zokombik. Yes, I am the branch chairperson of the ANC in 1/9 of George Garage within Freedomburg. I have just only 3 questions. One, is your department, had they set any bilateral meetings with the existing transporting departments, particularly the taxi industry? I'm referring that considering the scale of our area here, almost every day we're using taxis for transport. And now there will be trains when we speak of the railways. Now I just want to figure out how the government is going to deal with this scenario when the trains are authorized. How the government is going to deal with this scenario when the taxi owners depriving us to go to the trains and force us to go to the ranks and to the taxi ranks and use the taxis as usual. Similar to that, I can see the government is persuading us to consider using the trains as a mode of transport. Now, has the Department of Environmental Affairs considered or given a chance to make their own recommendations with the use of the trains, knowing the polluting capacity they have? Because almost every day here in our country, we are told of the climate change that results to global warming and the other stuff. So I just want to figure out have the department given a chance to make their own recommendations with the use of the trains. Thank you.
Thank you.
Agbare lede en almal betrokke, baie dankie. My naam is Zuko Mpika en ek wil net graag 2 kwessies opbring. In die eerste plek, die skaal. Tans gebruik ons almal taksies. So ek wil dan net graag weet, as taksies dan vervang gaan word met treine, wat beoog julle, wat het julle in gedagte dat ons gaan moet sê vir die taksies as hulle daar en hulle gereed staan dat ons van hulle dienste gebruik moet maak? Tweedens sê die regering in hierdie wetsontwerp oorweeg dit om nou treine te gebruik, maar tog weet ons dat die treine verantwoordelik is vir groot hoeveelhede besoedeling. So, met klimaatsverandering, met die toenemende verwarming van die aarde, hoe is julle van plan om dit in ag te neem en om besoedeling te bekamp? Baie dankie, dit is dan al.
Next speaker.
Chair, you want translation as well. Ubethetha ke ngusuku phika apha ke uthi ke yena ke uyava ukuthi urhulumente ukhelela phambili ukuthi makusetyenziswe uloliwe. Ikhala ke loba ke ngeli xesha siphila ngalo ukakhulu sixhomekeke kwiiteksi. Ingaba ke ngoku urhulumente unalo na iqhinga azothi asebenzise lona xa abanini beeteksi besinyanzela ukuthi masihambe siyokhwela kuzo njengoba siqhele usebenzisa zona umhla nezolo. Okunye okulandelayo uzuko kumxhalabisayo indaba yoba uloliwe unegalelo elikhulu kuqoqosho lwethu kwaye ke ngalo hlobo ke ngexesha linye unegalelo elikhulu ekungcolisekeni komoya esiwuphefumlayo nasekuguqukeni kwesimo sezulu. Ingaba mhlawumbi ke ngokwisebe elezokusingqongileyo linalo na igalelo lithe lalisebenzisa okanye lacala ukuthi malilisebenzise ekuqulunqweni kwalo mthetho yilayo ukuthi lenze uhlolo lwalo ukuthi ngekasebenzisa uloliwe ingaba zingcoliseka komoya urhulumente uyawuhlangabezana nakho njani na. Uthi zezo zinto azimxhalabisayo kakhulu nento yoba ke uloliwe ke siyaqonda ukuthi banegalelo elikhulu kodwa ke inkxalabo yakhe inkulu kuba urhulumente unamalungelo nezicwangciso zinazenzileyo zokusikhusela thina ekungcolisekeni kwesimo sezulu ukudala uguquka kwesimo sezulu nasekuxhatshazweni nokuvikelelwa ke nooteksi.
I know I used oil from them.
Gaithaus, Khamka, Ariel Kakwena, I greet the senior women of Khoi and San and all the women of all of our cultures present today. Gaithaus, Khwab Mart, I greet Paramount Chief Mart, who is here representing our king of the Khokhokwa crown, Crown Prince Johannes. And Gaithaus, Khwabs, all the leaders, traditional, indigenous, the community, and people present here today. And lastly, Khai Kraus, to the chairperson and the panel of this forum. All protocols are observed. Tita Ke Re Danab Etienne Davids. My name is Chief Etienne Davids. I'm a traditional leader of the Kham First People in the House of the Khokhokwa. And what brings me here is three things: my purpose, my duty, and my mission. My purpose as a supreme being of the elemental people is to act as custodian of the people and of nature. My duty is here to represent the voices of the Khokhokwa people within the Khokhokwa kingdom and to have their voices heard. My mission is to have the voices of all the indigenous Khoi and San people respected, recognized, and heard. I'm going to share what our people have said within the Khokhokwa region, which stems all the way down to the metro from the borders of Namibia. In the metro, the Cape Flats train service from Kapteins Klip Station to Mitchell's Plain, or in Mitchell's Plain, to the city has not been in operation for more than a year. We request immediate reactivation of this line. We ask that there is a revision not only of the safety and security bill, but on the safety and security of the people in transit, and that job creation stems further than those stakeholders, as was mentioned, that facilitate train transportation, but that jobs should come to the people in those areas. There are further recommendations which I'm sure not only those learned and voices that are here will recommend, that will sound similar because the trails fail, and I will only mention those that I've been sent to summarize. The other is the West Coast. That's our region. Within here, passenger train services in my town, in Malmesbury, needs to be increased to 3 a day. We had one train that transported once a day people to town and back from town every day. Passenger services need to start happening from the city to Atlantis and Bitterfontein, and not just freight trains transporting goods. In our rural areas, when you talk about these upgrading of the railway crossings and all the other safeties and securities that is mentioned, a priority is an actual visit to these locations, so that you don't have to hear a repetition of the pains our people never get a chance to express because it's never the time or the place to be heard. We then ask that also in the rural areas, that the buildings, the dilapidated and abandoned buildings that have now become the housing and shelter for drug users and criminals be updated, reinstated, and given to the people that need homes. We ask that the downsizing of rail services is not as a result of anything other. I reiterate, excuse me. The downsizing of rail trains is a result of all of the traffic that is being pushed through our communities, transporting trucks transporting dangerous goods and materials.
As you wrap up, thank you.
Thank you.
I think it was relevant. No fish.
Na daardie pragtige groet gaan ek dit nie herhaal nie. Gegroet wees senior vroue, alle vroue. Ek is kroonprins Johannes van die Koekoekstam en alle protokol word hier nou nagekom. Ek wil net sê vir u dat my doel en my missie is om hier as voog op te tree vir my mense, die Koekoekwa mense. En dat alle mense van my stam gehoorsaam word. Almal word verteenwoordig hier, van die metro regdeur tot in Namibië. Ek praat van Khayelitsha, waar die treine nie meer gebruik is nie, vir meer as 'n jaar. Daardie mense het geen treine en geen transport nie. Ek wil ook nie net praat, soos wat by vorige mense gepraat het oor die veiligheid van hierdie treine nie, maar ek wil ook smeek en werkskepping bepleit. Dit strek verder as net veiligheid. Ek wil ook net verder praat en opsom en sê dat die Weskus, waar ek woon, my spesifieke streek, ek woon in die dorp Malmesbury, daar loop 'n trein 1 keer stad toe en terug na die metro toe. Dit moet ten minste verhoog na 3 maal per dag. Passasiersdienste van die stad Atlantis en Bitterfontein kan nie net vrag vervoer nie. Dit moet ook ingestel word op passasiers en passasiersdienste. Ek wil ook net sê dat my mense glad nie gehoor word nie. Dat dit vir u 'n prioriteit moet wees om nie net hierdie vergaderings te hou nie, maar dat u 'n besoek gaan aflê by hierdie plekke en hierdie mense van my, want hulle word nie gehoor nie. Ek wil dit ook net verder onder die aandag bring dat hierdie vervalle geboue waar hierdie transport en waar die treine nie meer loop nie, die dwelmhandelaars het daar hulle intrek geneem. En ons dorpe is in gevaar. Dit is werklik 'n sleg situasie. Die afskaal van treine het veroorsaak dat trokke deur ons dorpe gaan. Dit het ook ons veiligheid van die paaie en van ons mense verswak. Baie dankie.
David kena ke uthi ke umele ke uhlanga lwamaqam kunye ke namakhoyi uthi ke bona balulilizwi lamaqwe namasana wemveli akhoyo ke kulomandla ukusuka ke apha ke kwi-metro kuyothiwa eNamibia yonke lo mmandla kwakhona uthi ke yena ulilizwi labo bangabamanyelwayo bangaviwayo tu urhulumente waloo mhla wangoku kodwa ke ngoku yena unengxaki yoba ukhuseleko lololiwe maliqaphele ukuthi kuneendawo eziliqela abathethela zona yena ezifana noKhayelitsha neCaptain Club uThomise Explain apho ololiwe bangasahambiyo sele isisithuba esingangonyaka bengasahambi kwakhona ukuvula kololiwe kulamandla kuzodala amathuba emisebenzi kubantu abahlala kulamandla hayi abakwenye indawo uthethela ke kwalonto kwakunye nokhuseleko lwalapha kololiwe ingabi lukhuseleko lomthetho lo kuthethe ngawo ibe lukhuseleko labantu abachaphazelwa zinkonzo zikaloliwe nayo loo nto uyayiqinisa ukuthi mayiqwalaselwe kakhulu kwakhona sijonge into yoba ke ukungabikho kololiwe apha kulo mmandla ke ubizwa ngoba West Coast yena apho akhoyo ke idolophu yakhe eMalmesbury uloliwe mnye kuphela ngosuku yena ke ucebisa ukuthi ke xa siqwalasele lo mthetho niyipalamente niqwalisele ukuba inani lololiwe noko mazinyuke noba bathathu ngosuku babe bathathu uloliwe ngosuku kulaa mandla kuyahlala kuwo kwakhona ukungabikho kololiwe kubangele ukuthi kubekho ukugxalathelana kwezithuthi ezindleleni nezithuthi ezithuthi imithwalo ololiwe ababonakala bebaninzi ngaba bathutha imithwalo kanti ke abathutha abantu ngololiwe bambalwa uthi uyacela ukuthi masiqwalasele kakhulu ezo ndawo ezo zinjalo kwakhona napha imimandla esemaphandleni izakhiwo ezininzi ezikhoyo phaya sele ke ziyindawo engamabhodlo ngoku abasebenzisi okanye abatshaya iziyobisi basebenzisa zona abenzi bomthetho basebenzisa abenzi bomaphulimthetho basebenzisa ezo zakhiwo zingahoyekanga zimele bazisebenzela uluntu ngenxa yokungabikho kololiwe masiqwalasele kakhulu ke siyile komiti ukuthi uluntu lethu luyasokola kakhulu aluviwa masingaphelele kubambeni nje ezihlanganiso makwazi kuyiwe nakho ezandawo bahlala kuyo sizobona indlela ukuthi basokola kanjani na abantu esiphila nabo phaya ekuhlaleni sengapheleli nje kumane sibabizela kwenhlanganiso ucebisa ke ngolo hlobo ke umnumzana u-Etienne Tables.
Nkosi igama lam ke uSiyabela kaMafenuka ndiyinkokheli yasekuhlaleni ndirepresenta lonke uhlanga including namakhoyi namasana nalapha okwesibili ndingusihlalo wesebe le-African National Congress akufuneka ndiyibaleke loo ndawo ndifuna phambi koba ndiqalise ndiyawuxhasa lo mthetho okanye le bhili into yobana mayiqhubekeke futhi ndicela into yobana nigxabhagxabhise ngoba siyaphela apha ezindleleni zezitraki sicela ukuthi nikhawuleze nivuselele nemizila lena yololiwe ukwenzela into yokubana kuzodinga ezitraki zisiphazamisayo ezindleleni xa sibheke emsebenzini kufuneka ubana masilinde ixesha elide kude kuqithe abaloliwe ngosicela into yobana at least manizame ukuthi madini nivuselele imizila kuzodinguka ezitraki zisibayo ezindleleni okwesibili ndizawungenela utata uZuku uComrade uZuku phaya xa esithi imini nosuku thina sisebenzisa itaxi ndizawucela into yokubana xa ninkuluka imithetho yenu ze ningabalibali ke oonoteksi kwibhodi okanye nakwi-shareholders nibakulunge babe yinxalenye ukwenzela into yobana asifuni uba kube khona njengeenkokeli zasekuhlaleni asifuni ube khona ungquzulwano olukhona ekuhlaleni nibaquke xa nikulunga loo mithetho leyo ingakumbi ke nakwi-shareholders nibafake nathi sisinkokeli zasekuhlaleni ningashiye ecaleni sibe yinxalenye enkosi qibile ke ngoku ndisiphila ndithetha
qibile mhlekazi
Good morning, Chair and honorable members and fellow South Africans. My name is Saldanha Mafenuka. I'm a community leader and also I am also the chairperson of the ANC. I want to say from the onset here that I support this bill 100%, and it must be fast-tracked because, as you know, that we normally use transport, but now when we go to work in the mornings, there are a lot of accidents that are caused by the trucks on the road. Then we also want to plead that the Department of Transport must upgrade the railway routes, because on the roads really we experience these deaths that are happening because of these big trucks. Also, Corbett Zuko, who was here, mentioned that the taxi industry must also be included in this bill, because they play a very important part in transporting people. And we also want to urge that if maybe there are some certain departments or whatever that we are going to establish, there must also be shareholders so that we will be able to curb any violence that might occur. And I want to close by saying that also as community leaders, we must also be included as shareholders so that we can be voice of our people. And he also made mention of the fact that he's also the leader of all races in this area, including the consigned people. That's the submission, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I greet you all protocol observed. My name is Biwe Kalima. I've got many capacities, but I'm going to be speaking on as the director of my company. I do support the bill, and I believe that it can be fast-tracked so that it will create more opportunity. However, I want to speak with a matter which is not related with this bill, but which is within in the Department of Transport. Regarding National Port Act of 2005, as many believe here that Transnet falls under DPE. However, I know and I believe also the Department of Transport knows that TNPA belongs to or falls under Department of Transport due to that act. Then I request that the portfolio committee of transport to look into my matter, and I wrote to the CEO of Trusted Group, and also I CC'd the presidency, I CC'd the Premier of the Western Cape, I CC'd TNPACE, I CC'd DPE, so that they can look into my matter, because there's a lot of confusion, especially that, for instance, as I said, Transnet falls into DPE and also into transport. So that's where my interests are, and I will also urge the matter to be urgent, as it has taken a long time for it to be resolved. Thank you.
Achtbare lede en almal betrokke volgens alle dienooreenkomstige protokol. My naam is Viwe Kalimaki en ek is hier as die eienaar van my besigheid en ook in verskeie ander rolle, maar vandag is ek hier veral as die direkteur van my besigheid. Ek wil graag sê dat ek wel definitief ten gunste is van hierdie wetsontwerp en ons dink dat dit vir baie mense voordelig sal wees, maar vandag wil ek graag 'n ander kwessie opbring, nie spesifiek die wetsontwerp nie, maar iets wat wel te doen het met die vervoerdepartement. Nie almal weet dat Transnet te doen het met die vervoersdepartement nie, sowel as met die nasionale wet op hawens 2005. Ek het verskeie betrokke lede al CC hieroor en gevra oor werkskepping wat dit aanbetref, en dit is nou al 'n dringende kwessie. Ek het die premier daarin CC, sowel as die CEO van Transnet, en ek wil dit net graag onder julle aandag bring, dat dit wel vir my 'n dringende kwessie is. Baie dankie.
Umnumzana uViyo Khalman ke umbulisile kusihlalo watsho esithi ke uyena ulapha phansi ethwele ke iminqwazi yahlukahlukeneyo ukwaneshishini lakhe apho angumlawuli khona ngoku ke uzothetha njengomlawuli kwela shishini lakhe. Okokuqala uyawuxhasa lo mthetho uyelwayo kuziwe ngawo namhlanje kuba xa ujongile yena ubona uzoxhamlisa kakhulu uninzi labantu bethu balapha eMzantsi okanye kulo mmandla sikuwo. Kodwa ke ukuyona ngxaki yakhe afuna uthetha ngayo ayinanto kwenza kunye nayo lo mthetho, inanto kwenza ne-National Board Act yona ke ibangela ukuthi ke ingxaki le anayo ingene phantsi kwesebe lezothutho. Ikomiti lena okanye isebe elezothutho linaso isikhalazo sakhe wasifakileyo apho kweso sikhalazo sakhe simalunga ne-TNPA kungenxa yakhe yoba lo mthetho uyifaka ke phantsi kwesebe lezothutho ubani ukuthi ingxaki yakhe fanelekile ayibhekise apha kuba ke kwimbalelwano yakhe ufake isikhalazo sakhe umkopile upremier wakopa neofisi yepresident kunye nezabaphathiswa kunye nabalawuli abakweli candelo linengxaki yakhe ucela ukuthi ke mancedwe kakhulu kuba ke ingxaki yakhe xa kusonjululwe yona kuba kuncedwa ke nabanye abantu balapha eMzantsi Afrika. Inkosi.
Next speaker.
Thank you. Greetings to the panel. My name is Norman Leslie van Wyk. I'm a ward committee member of Ward 2 Witteklip, and I also form part of South African National Civics Organization on the regional level. Let me just first and foremost start by saying that the bill looks very attractive, but in my opinion, and as I've spoken to many of our community members, since we received a copy of it about a week and a half ago from a delegation from Parliament, from yourselves that visited our ward when we were busy with the cleanup project. So we had the opportunity to just briefly browse through the bill. I would like to touch on, I think it's chapter 3 and chapter 8 of the bill. But before I touch on it, I just wish to emphasize again and plea with this panel to really listen to the previous speakers where they spoke about the effects of the iron ore emissions and the fact that the bill lacks safety with regards to commuters or pedestrians. Ward 2, Ward 9 and Ward 13 is being divided or separated by a freight train railway, of which our school children on a daily basis and workers have to cross on foot. Some of these roads is being accessed and egressed by only 2 roads, which has got level crossings with absolutely no safety measures in place. And I want to emphasize that specifically because this bill deals with safety. So starting with chapter 3, we feel that the conditions of the safety permits needs to be more specific in the bill. The bill just speaks of the conditions of the safety permits, but for instance, it lacks the environmental impact and the impact that it would have on pedestrians crossing railways, seeing that we've got to do with freight rail services in our area. The other issue that I would also like to raise is that why can't the communities being powered by means of training, because in the bill it mentions what the regulator has, what powers it's got in terms of training institutions and such type of thing is. So my question is why then can't we, how can I say, nominate somebody from with each community that is being affected by this freight train rail services to be trained as, for instance, an incident commander. Why can't we have it included in the bill when we speak of safety, speak of foot bridges, especially people have spoken about fencing. So foot bridges that is also friendly to people with disabilities. Going to chapter 8. If I could just browse through it quickly. just in order not to take up much of the time, but Chapter 8 actually deals with the powers that the regulator has got in terms of penalties. Penalties for those who break sections or rules or laws of this bill. So in my opinion, can't that funds of that penalties then be utilized for community upliftment programs? And also, can those penalties be specified in the bill? For instance, saying if there is not a fence in such a stretch where there's community members living, this is the amount that a service provider or contractor will be penalized with, because it only speaks of terms of imprisonment and that type of thing. So we would really love to see more specifics in terms of those penalties in the bill, and that those penalties be utilized, be plowed back into the communities that is being affected in terms of this bill. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Aan die paneel wees gegroet. Ek wil net vir u sê my naam is Norman Leslie van Wyk en ek verteenwoordig Wyk 2 as wijkskomiteelid en Sanko, ook die Witte Klip as 'n opstreeksvlak en ook die area Witte Klip. Dit wat ek graag vir u vandag wil sê is die volgende. Hierdie wet lyk goed op papier. Dit lyk aantreklik. Ons het wel 'n kopie, ten minste 'n week en 'n half gelede al ontvang en ons kon dit deurlees. Dankie daarvoor. Ek wil graag die aandag vestig op hoofstukke 3 en 8. Maar voordat ek daaraan aandag gee, wil ek net weer eens by u pleit om te kyk na die ystererts en die manganeesstof wat afgegee word en wat ons pendelaars moet inasem. As ons kyk na wijk 2, 9 en 13, dan word daardie wijke geskei deur 'n vragtrein en 'n vragspoor waar kinders elke dag oor die spore moet beweeg skool toe. Ek pleit by u vir veiligheidsmaatreëls en ek vra dat daar maatreëls in plek gestel word om hierdie gemeenskappe en wijke te beveilig. Verder wil ek net sê dat hierdie veiligheidswette van u nie omvattend genoeg is nie. En ek praat nou spesifiek met betrekking tot vraag. Ek vra voorts vir u asseblief, bemagtig die gemeenskappe met betrekking tot opleiding. Bemagtig dit en lei mense uit die gemeenskap op. Byvoorbeeld, as ons insidente het of ongelukke het, kry iemand soos 'n insidentinspekteur of 'n kommandeur, so te stel, wat hierdie voetgange en voetoorgange kan oppas en bewaak, en ook dat die heininge op die regte plekke opgerig word en dat die heininge werkend is. As ons kyk na hoofstuk 8, wat handel oor die magte van hierdie reguleerder, wat hy mag doen, sy magte wanneer hierdie wette oortree word, asook die straf en die boetes wat mag opgelê word, wil ek vir u vra, asseblief, wees meer spesifiek. En kan ek ook pleit, dat as hierdie boetes betaal word, deur byvoorbeeld 'n subkontrakteur, wat nou hierdie wet oortree het, of nie nagekom het, sy kontrak nagekom het nie, kan hierdie boetes nie asseblief spesifiek toegepas word, by die gemeenskap waar dit gebeur het, en dan byvoorbeeld die heining herstel, of oprig, of spesifiek wees in die omgewing waar die insident voorgekom het nie. In kort, wil ek net vir u vra, of u dit asseblief net meer spesifiek vir ons kan maak, binne ons gemeenskappe. Baie dankie.
Molweni sihlalo nani ke bemi boMzantsi Afrika, igama lam ndinguNorman van Wyk. Ndikwayinxalenye ke yombutho wezabahlali iSANCO. Le bill okanye lo mthetho utyilwayo wokhuseleko labakhweli kololiwe, ewe xa sijonge le bill inomtsalane kakhulu kuba besikhe sayijonga kwisithuba seveki ezidlulileyo, kodwa ke mna ke sihlalo ndime apha ndizokuthetha phaa ku-section 3 no-section 8. Ndizothi ke ndicela into yobana ke kule bill kukho imiba ke yokungcoliseka komoya, i-air pollution esichaphazelayo. Siyafuna ke nale bill leyo ke ithethe ngezo meko zokusingqongileyo. Kwakhona ke kulommandla walapha kwelicala sinemizila yololiwe ehlulahlulwe ngokweewards. Kwaye ke sibe nabantwana besikolo abaye baye ezikolweni bewela ke loo mizila yololiwe. Eyona nto isichanayo yinto yobana ke akukho malungiselelo okhuseleko okanye ii-safety measures ezikhoyo ukuze zixhase iimeko ezinjalo. Ndibaleke kwakhona ke sihlalo ndiye phaya kulaa mba wee-permits, amaphepha-mvume. Siyafuna ke into yoba la maphepha-mvume acacise into yoba athini na, kuba kaloku akukho meko zichaphazela okusingqongileyo. Kwakhona ke kukho umba woqeqesho ebekuthiwa ke luzokwenziwa ngulaa gunyaziwe wokhuseleko. Siyafuna ke noluntu nalo lunikwe uqeqesho kuba kuthiwa kukho namaziko azokunika uqeqesho kule miba yokhuseleko. Kwakhona ke kuyafuneka nabantu ke baqeqeshwe, ingakumbi ke xa kukho iziganeko ezithile sibe nabantu abazokubizwa ngokuba zii-incident commanders abazothi ke bajonge xa kukho imeko yengozi ehlileyo apho babeke iso. Phaa kuchapter 8 kwakhona kuthethwa ke ngamagunya kagunyaziwe apho kuthiwa ke kuzokubakho izohlwayo ezizokwenziwa. Siyafuna ke ezizohlwayo ke zicacise into yoba indima yazo ihamba phi na, kwaye uba isohlwayo senziwe masibe nemiphumela okanye sibe nenkxaso mhlambe esizothi siyenze eluntwini. Enkosi.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Thank you very much, Chairperson of the session. Let me start by greeting the honorable members. Special greetings to the Commissar deployed by the EFF, Economic Freedom Fighters, Commissar Lerato Tito. Greetings to everybody who is in attendance. My name is Tulani Kulu. I am from Vredenburg, Ward 9, and I am a public representative of the Economic Freedom Fighters in the Saldanha Bay municipality. Chair, I'm going to hit straight to the bill. As you have indicated in your helicopter overview, that this bill is, however, not new, as it was introduced in 2018 and public hearings were conducted together with consultations with key stakeholders. And it is not clear why that process was aborted at that time. In terms of the EFF submissions on the bill, the EFF welcomes the broad objectives of the bill. But since the abolishment of the railway police and the enactment of the transfer of the South African Railways Police Force to the South African Police Amendment Act 14 of 1989, that has led to serious problems in ensuring safety on South African railways. 2, the result has been the dramatic decline on only in the safety of, not only in the safety of passengers, but also in the ability of PRASA to safeguard critical rail infrastructure. The bill provides for an overhaul of the safety and health systems in our rails and provides legislated power for inspectors to inspect. Have used the railways to make a living for years. We also support the standardization of training for anyone doing rail specific work, and the powers this gives to the railway safety regulator to register training institutions and certify types of trainings that are key to the safety and security of our rails. Lastly, despite these provisions, we as economic freedom fighters think that the provision that safety inspectors must only conduct inspections between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. from Mondays to Fridays is ludicrous, because safety concerns arise mainly in the hours and days not covered by these provisions. And we know all of those happens around midnight, the stealing of cables, theft, and everything. It happens midnight, not by these times that are specified in the bill. And thank you very much, Chairperson.
Agbare lede, almal teenwoordig, my naam is Tunani Kulu. Ek wil graag die voorsitter groet, die agbare lede groet, spesifiek die EFF lid wat vandag teenwoordig is en dan ook almal wat vandag hier is. Ek is van Vredenburg af, wijk 9 en ek is ook 'n openbare verteenwoordiger van die EFF tak in Saldanha Baai se munisipaliteit. Ek gaan sommer direk kyk na die wet wat gelees is, hier die vinnige oorsig. Ek wil eerstens sê die wetsontwerp is nie nuut nie. Dit is in 2018 al begin. Toe was daar alreeds openbare beraadslaging. Ons is nie seker waarom die proses toe nou stopgesit is nie. Maar ek wil graag dit eers uitwys. Dan wat betref die EFF se terugvoer van hierdie area, ons verwelkom breedweg gesproke hierdie wetsontwerp. Ons dink wel dat dit problematies is dat daar weggedoen is met die spoorwegpolisie, dat die oordrag van die wetstoepassing oorgedra is na aanleiding van wysiging op daardie wet en dit het gelei tot verskeie probleme in veiligheid. Die afname in veiligheid affekteer almal betrokke en ons is nie seker hoe PRASA van plan is om almal veilig te hou nadat dit verander is nie. So ons wil graag sê dat daar veiligheidsinspekteurs voorsien moet word en dat hulle teenwoordig moet wees om seker te maak dat onveilige middele weggevat word en dat almal goed opgepas word wat gebruik maak van die treine. Maar ons wil nie hê dat informele handelaars geteken moet word, want hulle is afhanklik van hierdie bestaan, hulle maak 'n lewe uit hierdie treine uit en ons wil nie hê hulle moet geteken word nie. Ons is ten gunste van standaard opleiding van die polisieering, van die RSRS en ons dink permitte moet gesertifiseer word want veiligheid is belangrik. Maar ons dink wel dit is belaglik dat inspekteurs slegs van 8 uur in die oggende tot 5 uur in die namiddag sal werk, want ons almal weet rooftogte en misdaad en diefstal van kabels vind hoofsaaklik plaas in die nag rondom middernag. So ons wil graag uitwys dat dit deurentyd gedoen moet word, nie net in werksure nie. Baie dankie.
Ke ubulisa usihlalo kunye namalungu ahamba nawo yena ke uthi usuka ke kwa Ward 9 apha eVredenburg engumeli woluntu ebulisa ngokukodwa ke kakhulu ilungu le-EFF elipha eqongeni ebulela ke kwakhona ithuba elalifumeneyo. Ewe ummamele usihlalo xa besenza amagqabantshintshi ngalomthetho oyelwayo apha bona ke beyi-EFF bayaqaphela ukuthi lo mthetho okanye lo mthetho oyelwayo awusosiphakamiso sitsha. Wake waphakanyiswa ngo-2018 kwabanjwa ingxoxo ezifana ezikumila kunjena kuthathwa izimvo zoluntu kodwa ke akuzange kucace uba yintoni eyabangela ukuthi mayishiywe esithubeni lo nkqubo leyo. Uthi ke ngolo hlobo ke uzofuna ke ukwenza iziqaphelo eli galelo lilandelayo. Bona beyi-EFF okokuqala injongo zalo mthetho okanye zalo mthetho oyilwayo ngokubanzi okanye kuthe gabalala bayazixhasa ngokupheleleyo. Kwakhona ke uthi ke ukupheliswa kwamapolisa kwaloliwe kubakho kwawo kwabangela ingxaki ezinkulu kakhulu. Loo nto yabangela ke noPrasa angakwazi ukumelana ke nokhuseleko olukhoyo phaa kololiwe olungachaphazeli nje abakhweli kuphela, lichaphazela nabo bonke abaxhomekeke phantsi koPraso. Ecebisa ukuthi makubekho ke ii-inspectors ezizawuthi zibe zizo ezijongane nohlolo nokhuseleko loluntu ngokubanzi. Kodwa ke kwakhona kwa-inspectors ezo zinganeli nje kukuvuyelela abantu abathengisayo abaphila ekuthengiseni kwimizila yololiwe nasezitishini ukuze bakwazi ubeka isonka etafileni for abantwana babo, mazingoneli nje kuxhaphaza okanye kuvuyelela bona. Zinalo ilungelo zoba zitshabalalise nantoni na enobeka umngcipheko kukhuseleko labakhweli okhoyo ke malunga nomzila wololiwe. Uthi ke ezo zinto ufuna ziqiniswe ziqatshelwe. Kwakhona funa kukhuthaze ukuthi amacandelo asebenza ngoqeqesho lokhuseleko axhotyiswe kakhulu, abantu bakhuthazwe kakhulu ukuthi mabalambe olaqeqesho ukwenzela bakwazi ukuba negalelo elikhulu kukhuseleko oluqhubekekayo oludingekayo kwimizila yololiwe. Kwakhona ke kwane-inspectors ezo amaxesha azo uphangela mawungaqali nje kwintsimbi yesibhozo kusasa ngo-8 to 5, mazingoneli nje kuphangela ngaloo maxesha i-inspectors. Kuba kaloku ulwaphulomthetho olufana nokubiwa kwe-cables lwenzeka kakhulu ezinzulinzi ubusuku. Utsho uthi ke usebenza kwe-inspectors mazibe khona ke zinganeli nje kusebenza kusukela ngo-8 uyotsho 5, mazibe khona nasebusuku zisebenze ukwenzela kukhuseleke ukuxhatshazwa nokonakaliswa kwemizila yololiwe nokubiwa ke kwe-cables. Enkosi.
Thank you. Before that gentleman speak, let's just get the hands for the next round so we flow. So I have a hand at the back there. It's number 1. She'll speak. Will the mic? We'll bring the mic to her.
Number 1 is
Number 2.
Number
Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7 at the back. Number 8. Any other hands? Number 9. And number 10 right here in front. You can continue, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairperson. I think we should have you visiting our area more. I want to acknowledge the chiefs who spoke earlier. Chairperson, I think this railway safety bill is silent on many aspects of how an efficient railway system should be. Since trains make use of coal, of diesel, and electricity, I think those environment aspects should also be part and parcel of the safety aspect. And I think that is very important. To me, safety is a package. Safety to me it's about accessibility. I myself, I can't walk. How do I get on a train? And if I get on a train, how safe is it for me to get on the train? That's a package I'm talking about. It should be reliable, it should be efficient. For us to get to a train, you need to go by transport, whether a bus or a taxi. So, in terms of the integration, it should be efficient. There should be integration so that there should not be a difference between the rail itself and the other commuters like taxis and so on. I want to end off by saying the following.
The last time I've been on a train was on the Gau train. But the trains that we have, it is not safety for people who can't see, for people who can't walk. And those are the safety regulations that should be built in on the railway systems. Thank you, Chair.
Agbare lede, almal teenwoordig.
My name is Maxwell Moss. I'm an activist here in Saldanha.
My naam is Maxwell Moss. Baie dankie. Ek wil graag sê dat die veiligheidswet is stil oor verskeie aspekte, veral oor aspekte van doeltreffendheid. Die treine se aspekte, die feit dat dit op diesel gehardloop het, nou op elektrisiteit, dit moet ook in ag geneem word want dit het omgewingsimpakte. Verder is veiligheid deel van 'n pakket. Dit gaan oor toeganklikheid, dit gaan oor doeltreffendheid. Ek byvoorbeeld kan nie stap nie, hoe moet ek op 'n trein klim? En hoe veilig is dit vir my? Dit is waarvan ek praat as ek sê die volle prentjie. Alles wat daarbey inpas. Treine moet betroubaar wees, treine moet doeltreffend wees. En dan kom ons ook by die trein deur gebruik te maak van vervoer. So daardie vervoerdienste moet ook geïntegreer word in die wet. Daar moet geen verskil wees tussen taksies en treine en hoe dit alles gesamentlik bestuur word nie. Ten einde wil ek graag sê, die laaste keer wat ek op 'n trein was dit die geldtrein gewees. Maar ons treine is nie so veilig nie. Treine moet veilig wees vir mense wat swaksiende is, mense wat nie kan loop nie, dies van ons wat ander behoeftes het. Dit is waarvan ek praat, dit moet geprioritiseer word. Dankie.
Mbonani isihlalo nekomiti nabembo uMzantsi Afrika abalapha phakathi kwethu. Igama lami ndinguMaxwell Moss, ndilitshantliziyo lalapha ke kule mmandla waseSaldanha Bay. Ndiyanqwena ke sihlalo into yoba ikomiti yakho isoloko isiza apha rhoqo kuba sinengxaki ezininzi. Ndifuna ukungqinelana kakhulu ke nemiba eyachatshazelwa yinkosi yamakhoyisana apha ngaphambili. Kwakhona ke ndifuna ukutsho into yoba oololiwe abaninzi basebenzisa amalahle, icoal, idiesel, njalo njalo. Kodwa ke ngoku le bill yona ayizichaphazeli ezo zinto, ingakumbi ke ngakuphathelene kwi-safety okanye kukhuseleko. Mna ngokokwam ke ukwazi i-safety okanye ukhuseleko lunokwenza nokuba abantu bakwazi ukufikelela kwiindawo. Kodwa ke thina abantu bakhubazekileyo ngokomzimba sizazi noba sikhuseleke kangakanani na xa sikhwela abaloliwe sisiya kwindawo ngendawo. Kwakhona ke ndiyanqwena into yoba kubekho le nto kuthiwa yi-integration, kuhlanganiswe izinto. Umba ke wololiwe kufuneke ke usetyenziswe ngokufanayo ke noshishino lwezeteksi kuba kaloku kuthethwa ngokuthuthwa kwabantu. Xa ndizokugqiba ke sihlalo ndifuna ukunikhumbuza into yoba mna ndagqibela ukhwela uloliwe kwi-Gau train. Kwaye ngoku xa ndijonga oololiwe esibasebenzisayo apha abakhuselekanga, ingakumbi kubantu abangakwazi uhamba nabantu abangaboniyo. Siyafuna ke into yoba koololiwe xa nithetha nge-safety kubekho izixhobo okanye i-equipment ezothi ifakelwe ukuze incedisane nabantu abakhubazekileyo. Enkosi.
Thank you very much. Let's have our next speaker. Oh, if you can just hold, and have a seat. There is a person that I think she was identified as a second person. Thank you.
Maar ik moest het niet echt de plek. Want we hebben Magalia, ja. Want wij maar die plek is om veel laag. We gaan niet aanbrengen. Nou, ik moet nog blij. Die kabel daarvoor terug. Kabel daarvoor terug. En ons, mensen, morgen is dorp toe. Morgen is voorop staan. Morgen festival. Die tekst is zo vol. Hier, als je naar een dorp komt, dan moet je nog wanger doen. Dan moet je naar huis toe komen. Nou kom je huis toe. Die tekst wordt vol gepakt. Dan als die wijntje. En dan moet je tegen die bijna niet kostgoed allemaal een tekst weten. Maar wat ik begrijpen is, bij ons nog eens lachen helpen. Maar ons gaan muziek niet meer zo aanhouden. Veel ik zin bij dankje, één keer aan de tijd, had ik gaan samen praten. Van bij ons wordt dat niet samen gepraat. Bij mensen kost, dat wordt een onderblok afgeleid. Om een kijk op ons aan te krijgen. En mijn man kan niet lopen, ik kan niet lopen. Mijn man verstaat kan gaan. Ik heb billetjes. Ik kan aanpassen. Maar als ik me bedacht, wil ik graag dorp toe gaan. Maar ik me bedacht, omdat ik daaronder om dorp te gaan. Niemand gaat me helpen. Niemand gaat me helpen. Niemand zal me dorp, niemand wil me dorp toe gaan. Ik moet alleen mijn man staan. Mijn man ook. Hij zei, niet zijn man, die poststraat kan maken, hij moet zijn man staan. Hoe? Hij kan niet lopen. Hij kan niks maken. Ons leren wel waarom we hebben. Ik kan mijn man is ziek, mijn man is ziek. En wie komt bij ons? Niemand. Er komen geen mensen. Wat naar ons komt praten, hoe was het nou in Beerden? En als die kost krijgt, in je gang te bedagen, krijg je kost, dan wordt het intrek afgeleid. Maar ons kan je niks, want wij wonen in een vuilblok. Maar ze een blok aan een vuilblok. Hoe blok aan een vuilblok, ja.
Baie dankie.
Ek wil net sê, as ek ergens heen wil gaan, dan gaan niemand my help nie. Nobody will help me if I have to go anywhere. Nobody can assist me. I'm here today and I just want to say thank you that I also get the opportunity as a colored woman to speak up. Did you know that I was epileptic? Did you know that nobody will help me? If I want to go to town today, I get to the taxi. It's full. I have to go back home. There are no trains. And if there was a train, it was unsafe. I just want to tell you that I am grateful for the opportunity today to speak up, to have my voice heard as a colored person, as a woman. I can't go anywhere. My husband can't walk, he's sickly, and he cannot, as I said, can't walk. I just want to tell you today that please help us. Nobody will look after us, and nobody will help us. Thank you.
Ndiyabulisa malunga sepalamente nonke. Ndizobulisa bonke nabantu abayi-attendileyo le session. Ndizobulisa naba ba behind abantu basepalamente benze yonke le session uba ibe possible uba nibe khona apha. Silapha as umhlali walapha eVete Club, ndingumzi wamadoda Lennox Bhiqa. Ndiyinkokeli ye-EFF. Ndikwakuseva kwamasipala as i-public participation. Le bill iphambi kwethu sinikezwe namhlanje ndiyayisapota kakhulu. Into endiyicelayo kumalungiselelo eParlamente, ndicela into yobana bayenze into yobana i-implementwe ngale ndlela ibekwe ngayo. Ngokufaka input ke kuyo le bill, ndicela into yobana oonoteksi, i-public, ne-farmers, West Coast Farmers Association, naye include kuyo yonke into eza kwenzeka kunto edibene ne-railway line, because iya affecteka nayo, because kukhona izilwanyane ezi-affectekayo yile nto ye-railway line, kukhona abantu aba-affectekayo nabantwana abacrossayo, and sine-incident ezininzi kakhulu singabahlali apha simanxabanxabana. Batshayisiwe oodadewethu noosisi bethu nabantwana bethu yi-train. Ngesibalekele loo nto leyo. Sinabantu aba-disable apha okanye abantu abanganamilenze ngenxa kaloliwe. Kwicala le-safety, ndiyacela into yoba i-safety i-improve njengoba nithembisile ngamandla, kuba kaloku ndifila as into yobana abantu ba-railway bafeyilile for uprotecta ii-community zethu. Zonke ezi railway line zikhoyo apha eSaldanha azivalwanga. Njengoba nisazi into yobana apho uhamba khona i-railway ena-breaks, mayihambe iyahamba ayistophi. So thina sizinkokeli apha njengoba sisithi sikhokela imfama neziqhwala bonke abantu abadisable, nxa bekrosa nezilwanyana, nxa bekrosa kule railway line batshayiswa imihla yonke nezolo apha kule railway line. So sicela into yobana ikhuseleke. Enkosi.
I am Mzwamadoda Lennox Bika. Greetings to the members of Parliament and the community at large. And I also greet even those who are working behind the scene, who made this day to be possible. As a citizen of the club, I'm a member of EFF, and I'm also in the municipality in the public participation desk. I supported this bill greatly, and I wish that we implement it the way it appears. And furthermore, I wish that in this bill we should please include the taxi industry as well as the farmers, because they are also affected in the process due to safety. And we have children who always have to cross the railway line, and also the animals from the farmers are also victims when they cross the railway line. We even have people who are disabled today who lost their, parts of their limbs, including their legs, due to train injuries. And furthermore, we should also note that we have a lot of incidents that have taken place in our area due to this railway safety. And in this railway safety, you should also know that people in our area need to be regarded as the first people who need, the first thing that when it comes to safety, they should be the priority when it comes to safety when you talk about our people. Because trains do not stop at any time. When the train has moved out, it's not easy for a train to come to a standstill or to stop if there's anything on the road. And due to that, our people become victims of the injuries that take place due to the trains. So that is the input that I want to make in this bill.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Ndizobulisa umuntu okhoyo namhlanje apha. Ndingumzekayise kaMtywarho ke. Ndisuka pha kwaKhodetha apha eziteksini. Mhlali ngaphambili ndize apha ndinoloyiko okanye kukhona nje ungcancazelo okuthile xa kuthethwa ukuba kuziswa itrain apha eWest Coast. iWest Coast ndicinga uba incinci kakhulu. Ebuncinci bayo kakhulu bendicinga uba mhlawumbi ugovernment mhlawumbi ikhona into azothi uzoyenza. Umzekelo like inkxaso mhlawumbi kukhona inkxaso ezothi ifumaneke ukuthi singonoteksi balapha eWest Coast. kuba xa kuzoza i-train apha e-West Coast sibona uhlobo sibona ngalo kuzawuphela kwa isonga esi sinaso. Isonga esi sinaso ekuxhamla abantu abaninzi, xhamla iifemeli zethu, kuxhamla iifemeli zoodriver. So sibona sizawuphucelwa isonga kakhulu. Bengicela ke urhulumente kuyo yonke ke asiyigatyi ukuba ingeza i-train, kodwa sibe nenkxaso esithi siyifumane singoonoteksi balapha e-West Coast. I-West Coast incinci kakhulu. Siyabulela inkosi.
Honorable Chair, honorable members of the committee, fellow South Africans, I greet you. My name is Mzikai Semchwaka. I am coming from the taxi industry. When I was listening here to the presentations, I became very concerned because this area of West Coast is small in size. And now if the government now want to embark in the process of rolling out trains in this area, I have a feeling that as the taxi business people, will lose our jobs because we have to cater for our families, for our children, and etc. That is my concern. I thank you, Chair.
You left, sorry, apparent, you left something in the translation.
No, I'm sorry. I was just listening carefully from the presenter that he lastly said he requested that as taxi industry they should be given the support.
Njengoba bekolishishini leze taxi nabo bayifuna inkxaso. Enkosi.
Next speaker, please.
Ja, goeiemôre almal hier teenwoordig. Die parlement en ons verskeie gemeenskappe. Ek is Donovan Swarts. Ek verteenwoordig die gemeenskap van Graafwater. Ek het twee vrae wat ek wil vra en ek is baie bly vir die geleentheid wat ek het. Ek wil graag by die parlement of vir die parlement vra wanneer hulle beplan om Graafwater te kom besoek sodat hulle self kan kom sien, kom waarneem die gebrek aan veiligheidsinfrastruktuur daar by ons spoorlyn. Ons het twee woonbuurte aan weerskante van die spoorlyn wat tussendeur loop en daar is geen voetbrug of oorgang waar oor ons se werkers, ons mense kan dorp toe gaan of na hulle werke toe gaan nie. En die grootste van al die goed is onze kinders beweeg elke dag daar oor skole toe. So, ons versoek dat u ons dorp moet kom besoek, zodat u kan kom sien dat dit is 'n baie broodnodige iets wat ons moet hê. Die eerste een woonbuurt is reeds al in 2016 1996 gebou, die ander een was so onlangs as 2007. En daar is geen voetoorgang nie. En dit is ongelukkig so dat daar het al verskeie mense lewens verloor deurdat die trein hulle getrap het. En dan my tweede vraag is aan u die parlement is Spoornet van plan om al die geplunderde geboue daar op hulle stasies in hergebruik te neem en ons versoek indien nie of u julle ons kan help om die geboue te ontwikkel in iets wat tot voordeel vir die gemeenskap kan wees. Dit sal ook help om misdaad te bekamp en werksgeleenthede in ons dorp te bevorder. Baie dankie.
I'm Donovan Swarts. Good morning, committee members. I am representing Graafwater, that is my town. And I want to ask you, and I want to plead with you, when are you coming to visit Graafwater? And when are you coming to inspect the residential areas, specifically 2 areas that I'm talking about, where children have to go to school, as people have mentioned. They have to cross these railway lines to get to school and to get to town. I'm specifically speaking about one area that was erected in 1996 and the other one in 2007. There are no pedestrian crossings for these areas. Children, as I said, have to cross these railways without any safety in place. Secondly, I also want to know from you, when does Railways plan to come and inspect and visit Graafwater and look at the dilapidated state of the buildings? I plead with you to come and visit us, see if we can stand together and develop these buildings for the community. Because I have to also mention that these dilapidated buildings are a playfield for crime and people that move into these buildings. If we can then build up these buildings and renovate them and put them to good use, that will definitely curb crime. Thank you for this opportunity.
Swarts ke na ke uthi ke umela iGraafwater. Apha ke kuye yena uvula ngembuzo othi ufuna uqonda ukuthi iParliament lena okanye ikomiti lena izalihambela nini nala areas eGraafwater. Okwesibini izawuya nini na uyohlola ukuthi abantu baphaya bahleli njani na. Kuba ke kwendawo bahlala kuzo kunelokishi ezimbini ezikuzohlulwa indlela kodwa akukho nanye amalungiselelo enziweyo okunqumla indlela ngaphandle kwengozi kanye kubeka abantu esichengeni okanye ukunqumla umzila kaloliwe ngaphandle kubeka abantu babe esichengeni. Abantwana nabantu bayagilwa khona phaya, akukhona na pedestrian crossing ekhoyo nikuskwatu kwaphela. Kanti ke kunezilokishi ezimbini, enye ngo-1996 enye ka-2007, zombini ke zinale ngxaki ifanayo ezindawo. Umba wakho wesibini ofuna uqonda yoba ingaba urhulumente uceba ukwenza ntoni na ngezakhiwo ezipha ezitishini esezingamabhodlo xa kungoku ezingasetyenziswayo koko zisetyenziswa ngabophula imithetho. Kuba xa zinovuselelwa ezo zakhiwo zinikezelwe kuluntu, uluntu luzisebenzise, loo nto inganceda, ingadlala indima ebalulekileyo hayi kanye. Okokuqala kukuba eza zakhiwo zoba luncedo kuluntu olu luzisebenzisayo. Okwesibini ngokuzivuselela kuzobe ngolo hlobo sithintela ulwaphulomthetho, abantu besebenzisa izakhiwo njengeendawo zokwenza ulwaphulomthetho abazuba nandawo ngoku yokwenza ulwaphulomthetho labo. Ngolo hlobo ke sicela ukuthi ke mayisincede ke le komiti isivuselele ezo zakhiwo. Inkosi.
Next speaker.
Goeiemôre parlement, al ons lede hier. Ek is van Graafwater, inwoner van daardie woonbuurt, distrik van Cederberg. Graafwater was afhankelijk vir meer as 100 jaar. Ek wil ook die seasonlyn mense wat hier afbly terug geruststel. As ek van die tuin praat, wat ek nou van praat, dis Bitterfontein verdien. Hy loop nie met die seasonlyn nie. Nou die trein, uit Bitterfontein het op Kaap toe, was deel van die Graafwater se bestaan. My ouers het daar gewerk op die spoorweg. Ons almal het opgegroot met daai trein. Daai trein het veroorsaak dat buste vanuit Wuppertal kom na Graafwater. Buste vanuit Lammersbaai, van Graafwater tot Lammersbaai en weer terug. Het was 'n hele sirkel van werk wat daar op Graafwater gebeur. Nou staan ons daai werksaamhede van daai tyd het gestop. Dis weggevat. Nou kan u indink hoe het Graafwater geval. Graafwater is weg. Daar's niks op Graafwater. En vir die afgelope seker 3-4 jaar het ek nog nie 'n minister gesien op Graafwater wat die gemeenskap ten minste kom toespreek. Kan u sien waarvan die vorige spreker gepraat het? Nou sit ons, die vervoer is okay, ons het taksies daar. Maar daai trein het vir ons vervoer Sondag aan, Maandag aan, Woensdag aan, Vrydag aan, Kaapstad toe. Dan kom hy terug. Maandagoggend is jy by die huis, as jy Vrydag aan Kaapstad toe gery het. Dit was die vervoer van ons. Dit is weg. Nou wil ek pleit by die parlement, om ten minste vir ons binne 'n maand 2 ministers te stuur na Graafwater. Want ons kan nou vir u als noem hierso, die omstandighede, die swakheid, die vervalling. Maar wanneer 'n mens dit sien, met jou eie oog, alkant is kinders wat skool toe beweeg. Parlement, dis tragies. Dis tragies. Om te sien hoe hy kindertjies min, die dood in die oë staan. Want die trein kan nie stop nie. Al wil jy wat man, trein stop nie. Hy trap jou dood en daar ry. So, hoor vanmiddag ons smeeking. Wanneer ons hier staan, dan vra ons die parlement met sy ministers kom besoek Graafwater. Dan kan u self sien wat is ons pleidooi vanmôre gewees. Baie dankie.
Good morning, honourable members and everyone involved. My name is Adam Kotze and I come from Graafwater, which is in the Cederberg district. We have been dependent for 100 years on the Sissean line, which no longer runs, which used to go all the way from Bitterfontein down to Cape Town. This is no longer in existence, but my parents worked as a result of that train, and so did all of our forefathers. And because of that line, buses came all the way from Wuppertal, they came from Lambert Bay, and they were the center place that work happened from. Now, our activities have been taken away, the industries have been taken away. Graafwater has fallen, it is gone because of this. And in the past 3 to 4 years, I have not so much as seen a minister in this area to come and talk to the community. And this is what we ask you to come and do. Honourable Speaker, Honourable Chair, please come and see for yourself. We do have taxis, but they were not the lifeblood the way that the train was. For instance, on evenings, Friday evening, Sunday evening, Monday evening, you could take the train to Cape Town at 6 at night, and the next morning take the train back to Graafwater. It ran every day. Now that's gone. I plead with you to, within 1 month, at least send us 2 members of parliament so that we can, because we can stand here and talk, I can explain to you, all the others I've explained to you as well, but you need to see it with your own eyes. Then better decisions can be made. I plead with you. Otherwise, maybe you should just move Graafwater to somewhere else where there are activities, but where it is right now, we need the trains. Please come help us. For instance, we see pedestrian crossings across the trains, little children crossing over the crossings. It's absolutely tragic. They stare death in the eyes every day because trains don't stop. They kill you and go. So hear us, honourable members. We ask that you come. This is what I plead of you. Thank you.
Umnumzana ke Adam Kotze uthi ke usuke eGraafwater. eGraafwater ngathi imelwe namhlanje. Uthi ke iminyaka engamakhulu-khulu edluleyo inkqubo ebilawula ngele xesha babekwazi ukuphila beqhubekeka ubomi bubheka phambili kodwa xa kungoku akusekho nto iqhubekekayo tu kwaphela eGraafwater. Akukho nto yenzekayo tu, akukho namntu olilungu lepalamente okwabahambela ayojonga uthi iminyaka mithathu yakwemine edlulileyo bengazange babona mntu uyobahambela iGrafather akusekho bombi uqhubekayo phaa kanti kudala ngaphambili babe nayo itraining mhlawumbi ngokuhlwa kwangomvulo ngokuhlwa lwesithathu nangokuhlwa lwesihlanu uba ngaba ukwazile uyofika eKapa ngaphandle kwengozi uyakwazi uphinda ufumane itraining ebuyayo ngosuku olandelayo olo shishino ke ethubeni laye lathathwa ziteksi kuba zaphela ezo training azisekho ngoku utsho uthi ke loo nto ithi ukuthi ubomi babo abukhuselekanga tu kwaphela akusekho shishino nto iqhubekayo okanye ubomi buqhubekayo tu eGrafather akayazi wamhlawumbi fanele iGrafather ithathwe isiwe kwenye ndawo na apho kunobomi khona ngenxa yentlungu ekuyo uthi yawe sizawuthetha ngoku siphindaphinde sigalele kule ntlanganiso kodwa ke ekugqibeleni into ebalulekileyo ukuba masihambe thina singamalungu epalamente okanye abaphathiswa siyoyibona laa ndawo ukuze siyiqonde intlungu yabantu abaphaya uthi ke ucebisa ukuthi ke ipalamente mayizame ibe mhlawumbi nabaphathiswa umphathiswa amane eyivisite eGrafather noba kukabini ngenyanga mhlawumbi loo nto izode ibe nentsingiselo entliziyweni yakhe kwakhona abantwana bethu bahamba umhla nezolo behamba phaya ewe zikhona indawo zowela kwimizila yololiwe kodwa ke azikhuselekanga abantwana banqumla rhoqo phaa umhla nezolo besiya bebuya esikolweni bengakhuselekanga kunjalo ubomi babo busesichengeni uthi ke uyacela ukuthi ipalamente iyeke ukurhuqa inyawo ike iye eGrafather iyokuphucula ubomi babantu baphaya kuba ukuthetha njena silapha singakange siyibone noko ayizunceda nto kuba indaba yotyelo ayikholi mayihambe ipalamente yozibonela eGrafather ukuze abantu baseGrafather impilo yabo iphucuke. Enkosi.
Molweni, ndiyabulisa. Othethayo uSindi, igama lakhe nguNdevu Ifani. Ndiyanibulisa ke nonke, ndinibulisa egameni ndimela amakhosikazi. Bongwe. Ndiyawuxhasa kakhulu umbono, mhle kakhulu futhi andikho ngaphesheya. Yonke into ethethwe kule ndawo andikho ngaphesheya kuyo because nam ndiyibona into entle kakhulu ekupheleni kosuku. Kodwa ke ngoku ndisiza nesicelo kuni nabantu basemagunyeni nanjengoba umbono sesiwubonile uba umhle kakhulu. Uloyiko lam uye yoba singathuli kube kukho ichallenge ezincinci esizawudibana nazo. Xa bendimamele kakuhle ebekhe wathi umphathi othethayo ngaphambili wathi ungayithetha into nokuba mhlawumbi iphumile kancinci thina sizayigqithisela kwekufanele siyigqithisele kubo. So ndizama ukuthi ke ngaloo mazwi ukuba le nto ndizayithetha ngoku ayimelanga uba ndiyigqithisa kuni ndicela uba nisigqithisele. I-challenge esizodibana nayo nanjengokuba okokuqala ndingayazi into yokuba ngabana njemba nizokwenza oluphuhliso nizawulenza nje nenze yonke loo nto andiyazi ukuthi mhlawumbi nizawubiya nanjengoba abantu sebekhala ukuthi mhlawumbi abantwana bayatshayiswa ezo nto zinjalo. Ngoku ke ngoku isicelo sam sesi ukuba ngabana mhlawumbi nizawukubiya mhlawumbi for isporo esi ndingumhlala apha eWard 9 kukhona indawo phayana ekuthiwa yiGushindoda. Yindawo ke ebizwa ngoba ke Zimbaco andiyazi ke nizayibiza ngoba kukuthini. Ndicela ukuyiveza le nto andithi into entle okanye andithi into eright. Kodwa ngenxa into ba ngoku senilapha nathi sesilapha nithi masiveze izimvo zethu mhlawumbi ningakwazi ukusinceda. Kukhona abantu abazincedayo ngapha kwesporo. Ndiyayiphinda andithi into eright leyo. Kodwa kukhona abantu abazincedayo ngapha kwesporo xa befuna ukuya ngasese xa befuna uchitha amabheketi kusasa. Ukuba ngabana ningathatha mhlawumbi niye ningafika nibone le nto ndiyithethayo ngoku ningafika abantu bechophile bezinceda khona hayi ngeke umuntu bayathanda benziwa yimeko. So into endizama ukuyicela bethunana bendicela ukuba ngabana le ndaba ndiyithethayo ngoku bekufanele ukuthi ya kumasipala ninabantu basemagunyeni nisincede ngaloo nto ngoba uloyiko lwami into basivumelane ngayo yonke njengoba ndisitsho nam ndisithi andingakho ngaphesheya kule nto ithethwa apha intle. Kodwa ke ngosingayixeli leyo bangabana sizawubetheka phi thina uyaqaphela. Then ke ngoku xa ningasinceda nje nisiyele kumasipala noba usinike imishengu oko baze sithi ke ngoku xa umuntu owelela ngaphaya kube kuvaliwe babe bezama ukuvula ngoba kukho abantwana bathi ngokulungiswayo babe bemosha le nto intle seyenziwa. Unisikwazi ukumbuza uba ebefuna ntoni ngaphaya ngoba siyinikiwe imishengu indawo esizawuzinceda kuyo. Le nto ke ndithethayo ke bantu bam abangaphambili, ndiyacela niyithathele iso kakhulu. Ndakudana ukuba ngabana aninawusinceda ngayo ngoba ngoku sizawubetheka kakhulu. Ndiyaxolisa ngaloo nto. Enkosi.
Good morning, Chairperson. My name is Cindy Ndevu. I'm representing the women. Firstly, I want to state that I support everybody with their positive inputs that they made in here. And the idea or the objectives that you are coming to address us about are very important. And we are very grateful about that. But the chairperson also indicated that if we have anything that is not related to the bill, we might maybe dish it out here and you will direct it to the relevant department of sector. So my challenge here is that we do not know, as you are coming here with this bill, whether you are planning to fence the railway lines in our area. The reason I raise that is because in the area where we are staying, there's an area from Ward 9 that is referred to as Kushindoda. It is an informal settlement. And there are people who are going over the railway line for them to help themselves when nature calls. That is, they use the other side of the railway line, their pollution facility. So we are appealing to you, if maybe this is not within your power, please can you assist us by directing it to the relevant area or section, whether it's the municipality, and please urge them on our behalf that they should at least provide us, whether we meet with the mobile toilets, which we call or refer to as the mshengus, so that in future, nobody will have excuse to go across the railway line. Because should anything happen to somebody who was trying to cross the railway line, we will now be in a good position to question that person. What were you going to do on the other side of the railway line? Because we have facilities that have been provided to us by the municipality. That is my major call, request that I want to make to you. If you don't take it forward, I'll be very, very disappointed on you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Morning, Chairperson, members of Parliament. My name is Wally van Roy. I'm from Malmesbury. I'm also a member of the United Commuter Voice, as instructor in the Western Cape. The Western Cape sitting with 143 stations. And we, as the United Commuter Voice, we got 180 commuter members and 18 corridors from Malmesbury upwards to Cape Town. Chairperson, I want to mention the problem we got is the violence of, or the demolish of buildings of Praza, Metro Rail, and also from Transnet. And the stations I want to mention, that is Visantekral, on the area of the corridor of Malmesbury, and also Kalbaskral. I'm sitting with a writing letter what I sent to the municipality and also to local government in the Western Cape on May 2010 for Epitsdale Station to get a mention on these kinds of things, but nothing happened till today. In conclusion, Chairperson, we as the Rail Commuter Forum, we support this bill, but we will also support the things of the other speakers regarding the third train to Bitterfontein. I want to also to mention in Darling is also a road who split the town and also the community. So if there's a train who's broken and standing on that rail, it takes 3 to 4 hours for people to going home or to the shops. The Hermon station on the other side of Wellington is also demolished. they use the station for a drug house. We want an oversight visit, especially from Epitsdale Station upwards to Cape Town on the line of, they called it the Menlo Vista line, on the N1. Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Achtbare lede van die portefeuljekomitee en verteenwoordigers en publiek. My naam is Wally van Rooy en ek is van Mamasbury in die Wes-Kaap. Ek is ook 'n lid van die United Commuters Voice. Ek sou gedink dis die gemeenskaplike pendelaars gemeenskap of stem vir die pendelaars en ons het tans 180 lede. Ek wil met u praat oor die geweld in ons plekke en ons dorpe en die verval van die geboue, die stasies. As ek spesifiek ek dan vir Santekraal en daardie area het ek 'n brief van Mei 2010 alreeds wat ek gestuur het oor hierdie selfde kwessie, maar niks het gebeur nie. Ek wil vir u baie mooi vra, maar ek wil ook vir u sê, ons ondersteun hierdie wetsontwerp. Ons ondersteun ook alles wat die vorige sprekers gelig en gesê het, hulle besorgdhede oor die onveiligheid van die spoorlyne. Dan spesifiek in Darling wil ek net vir u sê, sit ons met presies dieselfde probleem, waar die spoorlyn die dorp in twee verdeel, waar kinders hierdie spoorlyn moet oorgaan daagliks en dis onveilig. Dit vat hulle 3 tot 4 ure, partykeer om by die huis te kom en terug. Selfs ook in Hermon, net aan die kant Wellington, wil ek vir u sê, die stasiegebou het totaal en al verval. Tot so 'n mate dat daardie stasie nou gebruik word as 'n dwelmhuis. Ek wil net vir u sê, kom kyk ook na die N1, die spoorlyn, die Monte Vista lyn. Ek wil net vir u vra, asseblief kom besoek dit en kyk ook daarna. Ons sit met presies dieselfde probleme. Baie dankie.
Umnumzana ke uWally van Rooyen ubuliseke amalungu eParlamente ethi yena ke ululungu United Rail Commuter Voice. Uthi ke lambutho wakhe unamalungu alikhulu na-80 yena ufuna uthetha malunga nobundlobongela buqhubekayo kakhulu ingakumbi nangakumbi phake kwindawo ezinemizila yololiwe kunye nezakhiwo ezisakuba zizitishi ubundlobongela buqhubekekayo khona. Kwakhona ke uthi ke uyayixhasa ke igalelo labo bonke abathe banzi igalelo apha exhasa ke kwakunye nalo mthetho oyilwayo singawo namhlanje. Sithi ke kwa izithethe zangaphambili uzixhasa kakhulu ezi zixhasayo ukhuseleko kololiwe. Ingxaki inkulu yethu sonke iyafanana malunga nemizila yololiwe. Sinengxaki yomzila yololiwe onqumla phakathi kwedolophu apho ke kuhla kunyuka khona abantwana, loo nto ibeke ubomi babo esichengeni ba bakwazi ubumqhubeke kungakange uye kubeke into oyifunayo kwelinye icala lomzila ke ololiwe. Kwakhona ke uthi ke ingxaki yakhe yoba izitishi eziliqela zithe zaba yindawo yolwaphulo mthetho, kulapho kuqhuba khona ke abantu abatshayo inyawupi basebenzisa zona njengendawo zabo zokwenza ulwaphulo mthetho. Kanti ke uyacela ukuthi ke amalungu eParlamente okanye umphathiswa bakhe batyelele ezi ndawo kuthethwa ngazo zemizila yololiwe. Naxa usiya phaa kulaa line kuthethwa ngayo yaseMonte Vista, uthi xa unoya khona phaa ungabona uqulukubhedo oqhubekayo phaya wezakhiwo ezingahoyekanga abophula imithetho abazibone ukuthi zifanele usetyenziswa ngabo. Uthi ke lilapho ke lakhe igalelo.
Mandithathe lithuba nami ndibulise umhlale ngaphambili, ndibulise bonke abahlale ngaphambili abaphambi kwethu namhlanje. Igama lami ngisiyabulela Liwani from Ward 1 eMiddle Boss. I'm a community leader there. Chair, mine is that we want to appeal to you guys that after this hearing, we need to receive a report back because there is a challenge in this country. Each and every public hearing, we don't receive a report back from yourselves. which is even this one. There was a previous speaker mentioned the issue of that. In 2018, there was a public hearing to this matter. But today again, you are here. There is no feedback of what was happened before, why the bill was not implemented. So we need a report from you guys as you are sitting here. And there is this tendency of us jumping from here to there. Before COVID-19, we were busy with the issue of Section 25. But later, everything is quiet. We are jumping to the issue of Palapala. Now we are done with the issue of Palapala. We are in Thabo Bester matter now. And now those things that we are concerned about, we are no longer talking about them. I'm not saying that those things that are mentioned are not serious, but all what I'm trying to say, we just want to run with new things instead of dealing and finish with the one that we're busy with, so that we can understand how far and where we are going to with the matter. So that's why we request that whatever issue that will be happened after this matter, we need a report back from you guys. And the reason for us in Saldanha talk about the issue of taxi industry, that need to be also looked at in terms of this bill. If I can make an example, we as communities, should we experience any challenges? Like for instance, if someone passed away, and then this particular person does not belong in Saldanha, belong to any province in this country. Once you approach any taxi owner saying, man, can you assist us transport this body from here to that particular area? The taxi owners never refused to assist us. Even whether we don't have money today, we will pay them whatever, what kind of pay them, they will assist us. That's why we always concerned about the taxi industry, because there is no train, there is nothing that will assist us in that way, saying that train, can you transport me to work, I don't have money, I will pay you after months. It can't happen that one. But the taxi industry will agree with us. That's why it seems that we always concerned about the taxi industry. As you are busy with the issue of railway safety bill, people mention the issue of railway buildings. Can we appeal to you guys that those buildings rather transfer to our municipalities so that we can assist those people who still need place to stay and so forth, so that those buildings may not be the home of drugs and everything, because those buildings are the one of the buildings that are creating more challenges in this country. One day I was in Pretoria. You will find out all government buildings in Pretoria are occupied illegally, and in front of you guys, those buildings are owned by people who are not South Africans, and those buildings, they have got services. Where do the services come from? Why there's electricity? Why there is water in those buildings? And the people earn a huge salaries from those particular buildings. Although South Africans need a place to stay, although South Africans need buildings to use it in a proper manner, but in front of you guys, these things happening in front of you. So I think all of us, we must take a full responsibility to defend this country to each and everything that is totally incorrect. We must take a full responsibility as a South Africans to protect this country so that everybody can understand that the people of this country are concerned about this country. Thank you, Chairperson.
Agbare lede, agbare almal wat hier is. Ek is van wijk 1 komitee, my naam is Siabulela Luwani en ons wil graag dat julle appel maak dat julle na hierdie jaar verslag doen van wat gebeur het. Soos daar reeds genoem is, was daar al van tevore openbare gesprekvoering hieroor, was daar al van tevore openbare verhoor in 2018 en geen verslag is ontvang daarvan nie. Ons het geen terugvoer daaroor gekry nie. En vandag is ons dan weer hier, weer eens geen terugvoer. Ons kort 'n verslag. Ons vra dat daar iets gedoen word na die gesprekvoering. Ons neiging is om te spring van die een ding na die volgende ding. Ons praat oor artikel 25, dan gaan dit oor die kwessie van Palapala, dan is dit Thabo Bester. Ons hou daarvan om te spring van onderwerp tot onderwerp, maar ons maak nie een klaar nie, ons begin net die volgende ene. Ons wil graag hê dat daar terugvoer moet wees daarvan, dat ons hiermee moet kan klaarmaak in plaas daarvan om net daarmee te begin. As ons kyk na Saldanha en die industrie daar, dan is dit vir ons gemeenskap 'n uitdaging. As iemand sterf, om 'n voorbeeld te gee, as ons 'n familielid sou hê wat sou sterf, dan kan ons na die taxi-bestuurders toe gaan en vir hulle sê, sal jy my asseblief help om my familielid te vervoer? En die taxi-bestuurder sal dit sonder om verder te vra definitief doen. Daarom gee ons om oor ons taxi-bestuurders, daarom gee ons om oor hulle. Selfs as ons nie geld en nie help hulle ons. Maar daar's geen treine wat dit bereid is om te doen nie. Taxis help. Ons wil graag hê die treine moet ook op so 'n manier kan deel wees van die gemeenskap. As treinspore gebou word, ek wil nou graag beweeg van die veiligheidsaspek na die bou van treinspore aspek. As treinspore gebou word, wil ons graag hê dat mense na die munisipaliteit moet kom en dit hier kom doen, sodat geboue gevul kan word wat langs die treinspore staan, in plaas daarvan dat dit gebruik word vir dwelms en ander sulke sake. Ek was in Pretoria gewees en daar het ek regeringshuise gesien wat nou gebruik word vir misdaad en vir dwelms, vol mense wat onwettige dinge doen en tog word dienste aan hulle verskaf, tog is daar water, tog is daar elektrisiteit en ek wil graag weet waarom het hulle steeds water, waarom het hulle steeds elektrisiteit. Ons moet eerder daardie geboue gebruik om werkers te huisves wat die treinspore kan regmaak, wat regtig iets kan bydra tot ons land. Hierdie dinge gebeur voor julle. Ek vra dat ons as burgers van Suid-Afrika die land sal verdedig. Dit is ons verantwoordelikheid. Kom ons neem daardie verantwoordelikheid. Baie dankie.
Enkosi kakhulu sihlalo. Igama lami nguSiyabulela Liwani pha eWard 1 eMiddelpos ndiyinkokheli yabahlali. Sihlalo sinengxaki apha kwaye ke iyabonakala ba lento isisiqhelo iyenzeka. Rhoqo emva kwendibano zovakaliso zimvo ezikumila kunje asifumani ingxelo akubuyelwa kuthi kuchazwe noba kuhambe umgama oyaphi na. Umzekelo ngo-2018 saba ne-public hearing eloluhlobo kodwa zange sinikwe ingxelo tu uba mhlambi ke laa mthetho uyilwayo wahamba ophi umgama. Okwesibini kukho laa tendency yokuba singajongi into enye ngexesha elinye. Umzekelo before i-COVID-19 besijongene nomba wezomhlaba usection 25 emva koko kwabakho ke emva kwe-COVID-19 kwabakho umba wephalaphala nayo ke uye nayo wabalasela kwathethwa ngephalaphala. Ngoku sisajongene nomba kaThabo Baxter. Ngoku sithatha siyeka saba masithini na ingase ke sihlale sijongane nento enye. Kwakhona ke kweli shishini leteksi losomatekisi siyafuna into banalo lixhaswe zokunika umzekelo ukuba mhlambi kukho umuntu ohlala apha eSaldanha abe mhlambi engengowalapha ngokokuzalwa xa mhlambi lo muntu eswelekile iba ngamashishini eteksi aye athathe umzimba womuntu amgoduse mhlambi ke bayifumane imali emva koko kodwa uba mhlambi uzothetha ngololiwe okwazi uthetha nololiwe uthi loliwe ndicela mhlambi undithathele lo muntu umgoduse lo muntu uswelekileyo. Kwakhona ke kumba wezakhiwo siyafuna into ba izakhiwo zikarhulumente okanye xebe ezakhiwo zijongene nololiwe zithunyelwe koomasipala kuba ixesha elininzi ufumanisa mhlambi ezi zakhiwo kuhlala abantu abasebenza iziyobisi njalo njalo. Xa ndivala ke sihlalo ndikhe ndaphaya ePretoria apho uyawufumanisa uba izakhiwo zikarhulumente zihleli abemi bangaphandle kwaye ke bayazuza ngazo. Thina ke njengabemi boMzantsi Afrika siyafuna into ba sizikhusele ezi zakhiwo sikhusele neli lizwe kuba silikhathalele. Enkosi.
Next speaker.
Good day, everybody. I am Tessa Mankai. I'm currently based in a town called Mooriesburg. I'm a community activist and I also represent the ANC Ward 1 branch as the secretary of the branch. I don't intend to come and waste some time because I am going to repeat some of the issues which has been raised. And I'm doing so intentionally due to the fact that while Moerisburg is the second biggest town within the Swartland municipal area, but often forgotten, very underdeveloped, with minimal job prospects. The majority of people are working at the surrounding farms, and as you know, farm work is seasonal. We don't have youth centers. All the departments that we need are either in Malmesbury or in Piketberg, like your SASA, your Department of Labor, your Home Affairs. We don't have frequent taxis operating during the week. The taxis are only going to either Malmesbury or Piketberg Fridays and Saturdays. So our people must hike in the heat or in the storm when it's raining to get to Malmesbury or to Piketberg to access the departments. And also due to job opportunities that they are seeking in these more developed towns. And the issue that I said I would like to repeat because I want Moerisburg to be noted with all these underlying issues as well as raised by many other towns. We also sit with a railway station that has a dilapidated building that has become a ghost town. There's a railway line, people cross there every day, children, people cross there every day to get into town, to go to wherever that they need to go to conduct whatever business they have in town, because we are divided. Moerisburg is a very, very divided town because the railway divide the poor from the rich. And so there's many criminal activities taking place also around that railway station. In fact, that building is a Transnet building. And that building is standing there. It's a white elephant. The building was hijacked by criminals, but that building is now been, Transnet has put bricks to close the windows and the doors. But as you know, you get people who are specialist criminals. No matter what safety measures you can put in place, the criminals are always ahead. So they do get on the roofs so that they can have access again inside of the building to continue with their activities. That is why we want you to have talks with Transnet to see how we as a community, or even with talks with the municipality, for us to be able to use that building for upliftment, especially for our youth, because we don't even have a youth development center in Moerisburg. The library has the internet facility, but it's only limited usage, only for 30 minutes that you can sit and go and use the internet at the library. Now you can just imagine.
As you wrap up.
Pardon?
As you wrap up, thank you.
No, I'm not concluding yet. And pardon? My time. But it can't be. I don't think I've spoken long. There are people who spoke here for very much longer. I think it's unfair. I think it's unfair.
Continue, but please keep it short. Thank you.
No, I just felt I need to paint the picture. Because sometimes if you don't give a detailed picture of the situation, then people will never understand. And also as such, regarding that station, currently there are people putting up shacks, staying around that station. They've put up shacks there, and I don't blame them, nor do I condone them, because one of the other issues within Murraysburg is the lack of housing. So I don't condone, but I don't blame those people also that has put up shacks. And as a result, houses that are close by, people are being victims. Those people that are staying close to the railway lines, and especially now with load shedding, there's a lot of crime happening, more so around the houses close to the railway station. And then I've already mentioned that Murraysburg is very underdeveloped. There's not much opportunities, no access to departments.
Okay.
Therefore, my recommendation is that the trains become operational within Murraysburg so that we can have access to bigger towns for job opportunities. And what is nice about Murraysburg, it's a place that's right through the N7. So if I can get to Malmesbury, where I need to get to Cape Town perhaps for a job, or even in Malmesbury, or even to Saldanha for a job, my last point, for a job, that would be appreciated. And then also with regards to tourism, we are staying in the West Coast. How many people from the West Coast don't know what is happening within their neighboring towns? They don't see the beauty of the neighboring towns due to transport problems. So I want that also to be looked into. Thank you.
Thank you.
Portefeulje komitee, my naam is Tessa Mankai en ek is van Murraysburg. Ek is 'n gemeenskapslid van die ANC. Ek wil nie u tyd mors nie, maar ek gaan ook met dieselfde probleme na u toe kom as die ander dorpe, maar met betrekking tot Murraysburg. Murraysburg is die tweede grootste dorp in die Swartland. Daar is bitterlik min werksgeleenthede en ons plaaswerk op die plase is maar seisoenaal. Daar is geen jeugsentrum nie vir jeugontwikkeling. Meeste van die kantore wat bestaan wat ons moet besoek, soos byvoorbeeld kantore soos die arbeidsgeleenthede of SASSA of enige ander kantoor wat ons moet besoek vir ons om te kan fondse kry of probleme aanspreek, is geleë in Piketberg of in Malmesbury. Net daar, niks is in Murraysburg nie. Taksies loop Vrydag en Saterdag. Ons sukkel om vervoer te kry. Verder wil ek net vir jou sê dat as ons werk wil gaan soek in 'n ander dorp, die groter dorpe, dan moet ons nou op die pad staan en ons moet ry loop, ons moet hike, ons moet duim gooi in die reën en in die hitte. Indien ons in ander dorpe, soos ek gesê het, wil gaan werk soek, anders as Murraysburg, dan het ons 'n probleem. So Murraysburg, soos jy kan sien, sit maar presies met dieselfde probleme as die ander kleine dorpe wat die mense voor my aangespreek het, maar ek is met opset nou besig en met intensie besig om dit onder die aandag te bring, dat jy dit weer kan hoor, want ek voel presies dieselfde oor Murraysburg. In Murraysburg skei die spoorlyn ook die arme mense van die ryk mense. Ek wil ook vir u sê dat ons sit met dieselfde kriminele aktiwiteite wat die ander dorpe sit in die geboue wat vervalle is, die stasiegeboue. Transnet besit hierdie geboue. En julle weet 'n krimineel doen wat 'n krimineel moet doen. Transnet maak daai deure toe, hulle spyker dit toe met planke, hulle bou dit toe met bakstene. Maar glo vir my, hulle klim op die dakke en hulle klim in. Hulle maak 'n plan, hulle kom in. Transnet moet met die mense kom praat. Ek wil hê julle moet met die Transnet gaan praat, gaan sit met hulle, vergader met hulle. Vra vir hulle of kan ons hierdie geboue gebruik vir jeugontwikkelingssentrums. Ons biblioteke het beperkte internet, maar 30 minute op 'n slag. Kan hierdie geboue nie asseblief gebruik word vir ons gemeenskappe nie? Dis onregverdig dat ek nou moet ophou praat, want die ander mense voor my het baie langer gepraat, maar ek gaan net gou-gou sê dat ek dink is baie onregverdig. Ek wil net gou-gou ook sê dat ek neem nie die mense kwaadlik wat nou vir hulle plakkers hitte teen die stasies gaan opruk en teen die, want ons het 'n behuisingsprobleem ook nou nog. Ons het nie huise in Moreesburg nie. So ek stem nie saam dat hulle dit doen nie, maar ek kan hulle ook nou nie eintlik kwaadlik neem nie, want hulle het nie ander plekke om te bly nie. Ek gaan nou amper afsluit. Dis belangrik, ek weet wat ek sê, maar ek weet ek gaan nou moet klaarmaak. Ek wil net vir u sê, dat verder meer, voor ek afsluit, wil ek net asseblief vra, stel treine in bedryf, laat die treine weer loop in Moreesburg. Dis werksgeleenthede vir ons mense. Die laaste ding wat ek wil sê is met toerisme. Ons bly in een van die mooiste plekke in ons land. Die Weskus is 'n toerisme mekka, die mense kom kyk. Maar weet jy, ons kan nie die skoonheid van ons streek aan mense bekendstel nie, want ons het nie vervoer nie. Ons het nie transport nie, of soos die ander man gesê het, tranesport nie. Baie dankie.
Inkosi kakhulu ke sihlalo, igama lami nguThesa Mankey. Ndilitshanhliziyo kwaye ke ndingunobhala we-ANC kula ward ndihlala kuyo phaya eMoerisburg. Kwaye ke la dolophana eMoerisburg yeyona dolophana inkulu, yesibini kwidolophana ke ezinkulu, kodwa ke ibethwe ngoyaba ilityelwe. Kwaye ke uninzi lwabantu bahlala phaya eMoerisburg basebenza ezifama nakwezinye indawo, njengoba usazi noba kuloo mmandla ke kuyatyalwa njalo njalo. Kwaye ke ngoku abantu abaninzi xa befuna iinkonzo ezifana noosasa, befuna uya kumaziko abasebenzi, kuyanyanzeleka baye kwiindawo ezikude ezifana ke nooMamasbury nooPicketberg kuba akukho nkqubo yezothutho. Kwakhona ke abanye abantu baye mhlawumbi bacele neehayikhi ezimotweni kuba befuna ukuya kumasebe, befuna namathuba engqesho. Kwakhona ke phaya eMoerisburg sinengxaki phaya, ufumanise uba mhlawumbi laa mzila ololiwe wahlula abo ke bazizityebi bahlala ngapha, baze abo ke bahluphekayo bahlale kwelinye icala. Kwaye ke luninzi kakhulu ulwaphulomthetho olwenzeka phaya. uTransnet uzamile ke ukwakha phaya izakhiwo, kodwa ke onqevu okanye abophula umthetho baye ke bangena ngaphezulu luphahleni onkabi, bazama ke ukwenza izenzo zabo zolwaphulomthetho kuba abahlulwa nto bona. Siyacela ke ikomiti into yoba ithethathethane nabakwaTransnet ukwenzela into yoba abantu basebenzise lawo maziko okanye ezi zakhiwo, kwakhiwe i-youth centers njalo njalo. Kwaye ke sinengxaki kakhulu kuba siye sinethala lencwadi phaya, ilibrary enye kuphela, apho umntu kuye kunyanzeleka uba mhlawumbi asebenzise 30 minutes qha, and loo nto yanelanga. Sikwanengxaki kakhulu ke xa kukho i-load shedding, ikakhulu ke kwaba bantu bahlala phaya kufutshane nemizila yoololiwe, kuba abaphula umthetho xa kukho i-load shedding baye ke bazame ke ukuhlupha abantu njalo njalo. Xa ndivala ke sihlalo ndizokucela into yoba iitreyini okanye oololiwe phaya basebenze ukwenzela into yoba bakwazi abantu ukufikelela ezidolophini, bakwazi ukufumana namathuba emisebenzi. Kwakhona ke kweli cala le-tourism okanye lezokhenketho, i-West Coast yindawo entle kakhulu enomtsalane kakhulu. Ingxaki ke into yoba abantu abakwazi ke into yoba baye kwezinye indawo ngenxa yokuba abakwazi ukufumana inkqubo yezothutho njalo njalo. Enkosi kakhulu.
Thank you. Last speaker.
Good day, I'm Charmaine Peterson, and I am not here to give a long introduction about myself. I'm not here to represent an organization, a political party, or even a tribe. I'm here from the community, for the community. That is my heartbeat. Everybody basically covered everything, but just to add on it, that the manganese problem, the health risk that it has on the people, the children, I know that you don't want to hear it anymore. You've probably fed up of hearing it. But I believe and I trust that there is a solution for the problem. Just to make an example, a good example, when COVID hit South Africa, there was gang violence in the Cape Flats, everywhere in the Cape Flats, always. But when COVID hit, this is just an example of a solution to a problem. When COVID happened in South Africa, the army were called in and there were no shootings everywhere in the Cape Flats. There was a solution. So even for this, there is a solution. I know there is. The fact that you are here today, if it is that you want to implement a passenger train from Cape Town to Saldanha or to Vredenburg, then the decision is already made. I know that. The reason why you're here is just to feel the heartbeat of the community about how they feel about the decision that's been made. So it is already decided. You just here to feel our heartbeat about it. We don't have a problem with it. But there is issues to be considered that needs to be considered. Issues like bringing the Cape Flats to Saldanha. Because on the trains on the Cape Flats, I've traveled with PRASA for years. So I know what is happening on the trains. I know the safety risks on the trains. You see, there is trauma counseling for the train driver and the employers of PRASA or Transnet or whoever. But the passengers, if they get robbed by gunpoint on that train, there's nothing in place for them. And I know that we cannot expect it from you because it is impossible to be there for every individual on that train. A train is huge. There's a lot of passengers on that train. But if you can increase the safety on the trains, it will be much, much better. As everybody has spoken and said, that the buildings of the deserted buildings at train stations, it's been used for drug abuse, drug smuggling, and all of these types of gang violence, and people get murdered there, women get raped there and murdered. I mean, really, the speaker before me said, she said there's nothing in place for youth. Even in this place here, in Saldanha, there's nothing in place for youth. Why not take these buildings and use it for skill centers for youth? Use it as development centers.
Thank you.
Thank you. But just consider the fact that there is a solution and the community is willing to bring their side. But you that stands in authority need to bring your side. Thank you.
Baie dankie.
Achtbare lede en almal vandag hier teenwoordig. My naam is Charmaine Petersen en ek wil nie graag 'n lang inleiding gee nie. Ek is namens geen organisasie hier nie, namens geen party nie eens namens 'n stam nie. Ek staan hier vir en aan my gemeenskap. Dit is my hartklop. Nou, soos wat reeds genoem is daar 'n mangaan probleem in ons omgewing en dit affekteer die kinders. Julle is miskien al moeg om daarvan te hoor, maar dit is steeds 'n probleem en dit is 'n gesondheidskwessie waarvan kennis geneem moet word. Om 'n voorbeeld te gee van oplossings wat al van tevore aangewend is. In die tyd van COVID, toe daar soveel bende geweld was in die flats, toe het die weermag ingegaan en ewe skielik was daar geen geweld nie. Dit is dus moontlik om oplossings te vind en hiervoor is daar ook 'n oplossing. Die passasierstreine wat van Kaapstad afgaan na Saldanha Bay toe, as dit 'n besluit is wat geneem is, dan is daardie besluit reeds geneem en ons is net hier om daarvan te hoor en julle is hier om die hartklop van die gemeenskap te voel, om te voel wat die gemeenskap se gevoel is daar rondom. Dit is reeds besluit, maar julle kom voel wat ons hoe ons hart daarvoor klop. Maar eers wil ek sê, die kwessies moet steeds oorweeg word. Byvoorbeeld, as daar 'n trein is, wat Saldanha Bay en Kaapstad gaan koppel, hoe gaan ons verhoed dat Cape Flats nie ook Saldanha Bay toe gebring word nie? Ek weet, want ek het al van tevore baie treine gevat, ek ken vir Prasa, Transnet, wat ook al die geval mag wees. Ek weet van die risiko's. Daar is traumaberadering vir die treindrywers, maar daar is nie traumaberading vir die passasiers nie. Nou weet ek, julle kan onmoontlik elke passasier help. Die trein is massief. Maar tog dink ek die veiligheid kan ten minste verhoog word. Sodat traumaberading vir almal nie noodwendig nodig is nie. Soos almal tot dusver gesê het, die verlate geboue, die treinstasies, die geboue daar rondom, dit word nou net 'n nes van dwelmmisbruik, van misdaad, vroue word daar verkrag, allerhande misdaad word daar gepleeg. Waarom nie eerder daardie geboue gebruik nie? Soos die vorige spreker ook gesê het, daar is geen jeugsentrum in Haardorp nie en ook nie hier in Saldanha Bay nie. Gebruik miskien die geboue. Dit kan gebruik word om vaardighede te ontwikkel om die jeug besig te hou. Ek wil net graag sê dat die gemeenskap bereid is om sy kant te bring. Nou vra ons van julle dat julle ook julle kant bring en dat ons saam kan werk hiervoor. Baie dankie.
Nkosi kakhulu sihlalo. Igama lami ndinguShaman Peterson. Ndimi apha ke andimelanga iqela lezopolitiko okanye umbutho othile wabahlali. Kodwa ke ndimele njengomntu ke onomdla kakhulu kwizinto ezichaphazela uluntu ngokubanzi. Umba woqala endifuna ukuchaphazela ngumba wemanganizi ethi ke ichaphazela kakhulu abantwana kuba basemngciphekweni. Enye into ke ehlale ndifuna uyichaza into yoba mna njengoShaman Peterson ndiyakholelwa kwi-solution okanye kubekho isisombululo esiphuma naso namhlanje. Ndifuna ukunikhumbuza into yoba ngethuba ke sinengxaki ye-COVID, umongameli waye wathumela amajoni kwiindawo ezifana no-Cape Flats apho ke kwaye kwabakho ucwangco emva koko. Ndiyarhana ke hlalo into yoba ubukho benu apha ingathi nize senisithathile isigqibo. Kodwa ke siyakholelwa into yoba nathi singabantu masibandakanywe kuviwe ezethu izisombululo. Ndiyafuna ke hlalo into yoba sibe nayo umzila kaloliwe onokusuka mhlawumbi kwi-Cape Flat eze apha eSaldanha Bay. Ndikwakhona ke hlalo ndikwafuna ke ukuchazela into yoba ngamanye amaxesha kwikololiwe okanye kwitrain kubakho abaphula imithetho abaye baqweqwedise mhlawumbi oodrayiva okanye abasebenzi boololiwe. Kodwa baye bafumane counselling bona oodrayiva nabasebenzi. Kodwa ii-passengers okanye abakhweli abayifumani le counselling okanye intuthuzelo ngokwemphefumlo. Siyazifuna ke into ezinjalo zenzeke. Kwakhona siyafuna into yoba kwandiswe ukhuseleko okanye i-safety koololiwe. Kwakhona ke ezi zakhiwo ziphaa kwi-train stations zigcwele ii-criminals okanye abaphula imithetho. Siyafuna ke ezi zakhiwo zisetyenziselwe iimeko zophuhliso. Xa ndivala ke sihlalo ndiyafuna ke ukuthi thina njengabemi balapha sithi abanamava uba kwenzeka ntoni koololiwe. Siyafuna ke into yoba izimvo zethu nizithathele ingqalelo kuba sinaso isisombululo. Enkosi.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's see the way forward. What happens after this? In case someone still decides to give written submissions and has that light bulb moment, you still have until the 28th of April of this year to submit submissions to Parliament. Or if you have them handy, to the table on my right, your left.
Nkosi ukusuka apha sibheka apha ngoku nangoku umlimandlela. Ukuba ngaba kusekho mhlambi umuntu ofuna ukwenza isiphakamiso esibhalwe phansi usenako ukusinikezela pha etafuleni kanti ukuba ngaba asilunganga ngalomzuzu uzawucinga sekumva usenalo ilungelo loba ungabhalela kuyo ke ikomiti lena umhla ovalwa ke umhla we-28.
Nou wat gebeur hierna? Wat is die pad nou van hier af vorentoe? U het tot en met die 28ste April om enige geskrewe verslag in te dien waarna gekyk sal word.
All your submissions, we've noted them, we've captured them. Those relevant to this bill will be deliberated on in the Portfolio Committee after we've finished all the public hearings. There's 2 remaining, and this is the last of the 3, well, the first of the 3 of the last province of the Western Cape, but not the least province.
Al u besorgdhede, alles wat u vir ons gesê het, wees gerus. Dis alles vasgelê, dis op rekord, daar sal na gekyk word. Hierdie is die laaste provinsie wat hierdie spesifieke wetsontwerp hanteer, en dis die eerste dorp van hierdie laaste provinsie. Ek sê die laaste provinsie, maar dis nie die minste provinsie nie, né? Dis net omdat ons die heel laaste in die Weskaap uitgekom het, maar dis nou die eerste dorp van die laaste provinsie. Daarna gaan ons al die insette vat, en alles kategoriseer, en alles vaslê, en dan word hierdie goed een vir een hanteer.
Zonke ke iziphakamiso entena sixhobisa ngazo namhlanje ingakumbi ezimalunga kunye nalo mthetho oyilwa isize ngawo apha sizawuzithatha sizawuzisebenzisa xa sezigqibe zonke ezindawo sifuneke siye kuzo. Umzekelo ningaboqala ke kulona umlenze sikuwo welphondo sikulo idolophu yokuqala size kuyo. Xa sesigqibile ke ezinye ezimbini esaseleyo sawuthi xa sihleli phantsi siyile komiti sixoxa ke ngokuthina ngalo mthetho siziqwalasele ke ngolo xesha ke iziphakamiso zenu ezinisixhobise ngazo.
And those comments and concerns that you have that fall outside of our committee, we will make sure that they reach the right committees and the right ears so that they can address those issues of yours.
Dan wil ek net verder vir u geruststel dat al u besorgdhede en al u probleme wat buite hierdie wetsontwerp en ons spesifieke portefeulje komitee se jurisdiksie of magte val, sal na die relevante en regte komitees en kanale gestuur word, sodat daardie mense na die klagtes wat ons nie self kan hanteer nie, sal kyk.
Kanti ke niqiniseke ukuthi ezinye enisixhobise ngazo izikhalazo enithena ziphakamisa apha ezingekho phantsi kwale komiti sizawuzama zibheke kumacandelo afanelekileyo anokuzihoya izikhalazo ezifana nezi zingangeni phantsi kwelisebe ukuze nazo lo masebe ke akwazi ukuziva ezo zikhalazo sele niziphakamisile kule komiti.
But you are the most important, and you should give yourself a big hand of applause for coming out here today to give us your inputs.
Masiziqhwabele kuloo ndawo sibaluleke kakhulu namhlanje.
Ja, jy het reg verstaan. Geef vir jouself 'n groot handeklap, want dit is oor julle wat vandag gaan, en dis 'n julle stem wat gehoor moes word. So jy kan vir jouself maar weer 'n goeie handeklap gee.
And the final word, I would like to say thank you for coming out. Thank you to the traditional leaders that are here. We really appreciate it, especially from the Khoisan San. We need to have you in public participation because it's very important to have traditional leaders in all of these processes.
Dan wil ek net weer eens vir u baie dankie sê en vir al die tradisionele leiers wat uitgekom het. Dis vir ons ongelooflik belangrik die Khoisan San se stemme gehoor word, en dankie dat u uitgekom het vandag om u stem te laat hoor. Baie dankie.
And
Sizothi inkosi kakhulu ke kwinkosi zomthonyama ingakumbi ezamaKhoe namaSan ngokubakho kwazo apha kubaluleke kakhulu basilive ilizwi labo kuyo yonke imithetho esiqulunqayo kwelizwe.
We have prepared something light for you to eat for lunch, and we humbly request that you stay in your seats and you will be directed on how to get the lunch and when and where after this.
Ons het vir julle ietsie voorberei om te eet, so 'n ligte middagete, net vir julle moeite, julle kan dan nie so leë maag honger huis toe gaan nie. Ek versoek dat u asseblief in die sitplek bly sit, waarna u ietsie sal ontvang om te eet.
Siye sazama ukuthi ke nilungiselelwe ke ukusophantsi kompumlo xa siphuma apha sizawucela ukuthi umuntu ahlale kule ndawo kuyo de uxelelwe ukuthi bheka phina ukuze ufumane isidlo sakho sasemva kwemini.
And with that, I humbly thank you, and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.
En daarmee 'n nederige baie dankie, die vergadering is nou verdaag.
Enkosi kakhulu, intlanganiso iyavala.